Hello, everyone! Happy Wednesday and happy Prime Day is day 2 of our Prime Day live stream. And today we're here to talk all about Stream Deck and show you guys how you guys can use Stream Deck. And for those of you guys who are new, my name is Jasmine, Senior Community Specialist over at Elgato. And today we have Phil.
Hi, I was also here yesterday. If you were here yesterday, good to see you again, and welcome back to Prime Day 2. It's, what is it, weekday 3, Prime Day 2, and we've got a bunch of Stream Deck stuff planned for today. It's going to be awesome. We have
It
some
really
fantastic
is.
guests. We're going to talk all about Stream Deck, how you can use it, and how it might be a great addition to your setup. Or if you already have one, maybe you'll learn something or maybe even be inspired to pick up another Stream Deck. Because, I mean, Jasmine, I don't think you can ever have too many. Is that right?
That's true. I do have many, many Stream Decks. And also, I saw someone in chat mention that they just purchased a Stream Deck combo. And I was like, that's awesome. I believe that was Lethal that purchased it. And then we also have Tony, who's very excited to learn something
Yep.
new from Phil. So,
Tony, I hope what is it? I meet your expectations and that you learned something new today. We'll see.
yes.
Um,
And I do also want to mention that there is going to be a giveaway today. So, I want to, first, before I mention the giveaway, I do want to ask how many of you guys know what Stream Deck is? What is a Stream Deck? If you know the answer, type in chat. If you don't know what the answer is, then also let us know because we'll love, this is the perfect stream tune in for Stream Deck because we're going to be showing you how you can use Stream Deck where it's gaming, streaming, work from home, productivity, even for Google. And there's so much ways you can use Stream Deck. It's not only for streamers. So I'm very excited to showcase and you're going to watch Phil and basically our two amazing guests who will be coming out later today showcase how they use Stream Deck, but also their profiles because if you didn't know, Marketplace is also 20%
yep.
off on select items. So there's also that too. I see Kiki Keeks raising their hand. Marine Squirrel. Oh, Marine Squirrel, hello. Very exciting. Yes. And we're also looking at Prompter right now, chat. So in case you guys don't know, we are currently looking right through you. That's why we have eye contact with Prompter, which is also on sale, by the way. So make sure to check that out. There's 3 modes that Prompter have, which is chat mode, text mode, and display. Display is basically like having another monitor up on Prompter. So it's a really fun way to kind of put up some stream or like a TV show. Like you can drag any browser or anything up to Prompter if you're on the display mode. And
That's
then
what we're doing right now.
yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And then we also have chat mode, which is gonna be for basically Twitch chat. And you can put in any username, but this will change because I believe there will be an update in the future. So
What is that on Thursday? I guess tomorrow is all
yes,
about video and prompter. So definitely check on that stream if you are interested in learning all about cameras, prompter,
lighting.
lighting,
Yep.
basically everything revolving video. We're going to be talking about all of that tomorrow. Today, our focus is on Stream Deck. I did see some folks in there saying they had a Stream Deck or they know about it. I think I saw someone Zero. Their name was Zero something. I'm going to call you out. Steam Deck allows us to assign buttons to actions. I think you might be missing an R in there. Steam Deck is also a very cool device, but Stream Deck is the one that allows you to assign buttons to actions, or rather, you can press keys. So. We actually have a fun article there. You know, it does happen quite often. You know, it's literally a 1 character difference. Stream Deck, Steam Deck. So we have an article on our Explorer page for those folks who might Google, one thing, Stream Deck, and then, are looking for Steam Deck or vice versa. Because one is made for gaming on the go, and the other is made for creating content and improving your workflow. They're both awesome. In fact, they could even work together in some cases. But yeah, I'm just imagining some poor mother walking into a Best Buy and asking, "Hi, I'm looking for a Steam Deck," and then they actually mean a Stream Deck. So we
And
try
they
to clear up that confusion.
oh, for sure.
Now
I
there's a
see.
Steam machine too.
There
That could
is,
be the
yeah.
stream machine.
Oh my god. So T Max says, I've been having my Stream Deck since 2020. I need to upgrade for sure. Ooh, which upgrade are you looking to get? Because
And
we
which
have
Stream
a
Deck do you
lot.
have? I mean,
Yeah.
in 2020, by then we had Stream Deck Mini, and I think we had Stream Deck XL. So which one do you have? Do you have the 15 key Stream Deck, the original, the OG? Do you have the Stream Deck Mini, the Stream Deck XL? Let us know, and that's also for everyone watching. Do you already have a Stream Deck, or which one are you looking to pick up today? Because we've got Prime Day sales going on all week up until Friday at it's 12 a.m. Pacific. So you've got quite a lot of time. Marine Squirrel says, I fixed my OG. Well, I'm glad to hear that. T-Mags, 15 key OG. I'm seeing a lot of OGs. Salute out to you guys for the OG crew here since, well, for some of you, probably since 2017 even, which that's incredible.
And I also do want to mention too, if you guys don't have a Stream Deck, remember, there's Stream Deck Mobile. You have up until Friday midnight Pacific Daylight Savings Time to test it out on Stream Deck Mode, see all the plugins, because you get 6 keys for free forever with Stream Deck Mobile for both Android and iOS devices. So, if you're looking, you're just like, I don't know if I'm going to need a Stream Deck. Well, Stream Deck Mobile might change your mind, because when you see the software and what it can do, there's a ton of plugins on our marketplace and lots of free plugins. There are also a few paid ones, but there's for many occasions. It just makes your workflow a lot more efficient, and it just saves a lot of time, right? Because while sure you can do this all yourself, it's just very convenient to have. There's Discord plugin. Actually, chat, what are some of your favorite plugins? I want to know of Stream Deck. Because for me, I use Discord plugin, I use VTube Studio, I use Twitch chat, I use Twitch predictions, I use a lot of the launchers. I use a lot of the bar rater plugins as well. So there's a ton of great one, like Windows Mover, and our Windows Movers too as well.
Yep.
That one's also really good. What was it? Just try a few from the top of my head. I'm trying to think what else I use.
While chat answers that, there's a question there from, and that's what we're here today, by the way, is all about questions. Type your questions in chat with !Q and then your question. However, sometimes we'll catch them also on the side, and one of those, I see Poison95 asking mobile, question mark? Wait, what's that? I'll just do a very quick overview of mobile and show you guys here. So let me actually bring this up here. So Stream Deck Mobile, you're getting desktop audio. That's probably through. Well, let me just go ahead and mute that. Is it muted now? Cool. All right. So if you type in Stream Deck Mobile on your browser, this is Stream Deck Mobile. It is a virtual version of Stream Deck that runs on your mobile device like iPhone, iPad, your Google Pixel, your Samsung Galaxy, whatever it might be. And the best part is it's free and you can get it right now. So if you are interested in Stream Deck and you've always been wondering, what can I do with it? How does it work? What does it feel like to tap a button and to, execute actions, go into a folder? You can get that experience literally right now while you're watching this live stream. You can go ahead and get Stream Deck Mobile. You install the desktop app, you install the app on your phone, you get 6 keys for free. You get all the functionality, so you get the plugins, the folders, the profiles, everything that you would with a physical Stream Deck, all 6 keys. And then if you want, you can expand from there with a lifetime purchase or a subscription. Or, of course, it is Prime Day right now, so we've got plenty of incredible deals on Stream Deck Mark II with 15 keys, Stream Deck Neo, Stream Deck Mini, Stream Deck XL, and that's what we're going to be covering today. So just a little shout out there for Stream Deck Mobile. Chat, if you are watching and you're like, okay, I love what they're talking about here, I want to check it out literally right now, like no joke. If you want to try it right now, you can get it for free right now. Just download Stream Deck Mobile on your device, download Stream Deck on your laptop or your desktop, pair those two together, and you're rocking and rolling. So yeah, that is Stream Deck Mobile. But coming back to, I think generally what we're...
I want to give away too.
Oh,
so
yes. We got some more notes before we jump into it.
Yeah, before some notes. So we are giving a Stream Deck Mark II sometime throughout the stream. So stay tuned. For everyone on YouTube, as usual, this giveaway is only going to be on Twitch. So when it's time for the giveaway, please come over from YouTube to Twitch. That way you have a chance to enter to win a free Stream Deck Mark II. And there will be a keyword. So the keyword is not open yet, but once we're ready to start the giveaway command will be updated with the keyword that you would then enter into the chat in order to win. Now, a reminder, if you're not already following us on Twitch, you must be following in order to win. So hit that follow button now. You must be 18 plus. And then when your name is drawn, you have 60 seconds to type anything in chat in order to claim your prize, or we will have to re-roll. And then this is only for US, UK, Europe, yeah, EU. So I always forget what regions were them. This is in terms. Exclamation mark terms for all of them there. So open to US, Canada, UK, and Europe residents only. There you go. In order to claim your prize. But we're excited to give away Stream Deck Mark II. This is going to be giveaways throughout the entire week. Yeah.
Yep.
one lucky winner giveaways all week. So stay tuned for that. And also, I do want to bring up the stream schedule. If you're going to bring that up real quick, that way we can talk more about the streams for the rest of the week. So today, as you guys may already know, we are talking everything about Stream Deck. And then tomorrow, we'll be talking about videos. So it's going to be webcam, lighting, prompter. We also have our streams in German at 11 a.m. UTC and in Portuguese at 2 p.m. UTC. And then our stream will be at 5 p.m. UTC, which is going to be 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time. And then on Friday, it's going to be our Spanish stream at 2 p.m. UTC. And then we're going to be doing a recap. This is going to be the last Prime Day stream for us in the US at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time, which is 5 p.m. UTC. So you guys only have 2 more days to ask your questions. If you guys are still confused or you guys don't know yet or need a little push, this is a perfect time to ask us any questions you may have about the products that are currently on sale. And then for Japan, we're going to be having 2 live streams on July 7th and July 13th at 10 a.m. UTC. So there we go. That's going to be our stream schedule. Got questions? We've got answers. All right. With that being said, I do want to go ahead and also showcase quickly the web store and what is currently on sale.
Let's do it. Let's go over to Elgato.com here because this is going to be the easiest way to find all your deals. Actually, we'll start us at the top. And Jasmine, do you want to kick us off here?
Yes, of course. So at the top, if you guys were to head over to our website here, it's going to show you guys the live stream. It's really nice. I do love how the web store made this all look. It looks gorgeous. If you were to scroll down a little bit here, we are going to show you the featured deals, but we also have discovered deals in your region. So make sure to do the drop-down menu and you can see all the deals that are in your specific region. If your region's not here, then unfortunately it means that there are no deals in your region for Prime deals. So for the featured products, we have Prompter. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, right? So Prompter is on sale. Save big for 35% off if you're watching this from the United States. It is super great if you want that eye contact and that natural feel and look during meetings, calls, during your streams, or you're talking to chat, right? And this is how we were talking to you guys as well. We're looking straight through your camera and through Prompter. There's gonna be 3 amazing modes that you guys can use. Is not just for looking at the screen, right, or the camera, because you can use it for many different occasions. So especially the display mode. The display mode is so nice because you treat it as another monitor. You can use it for meetings. You can watch anime on it. You can watch TV shows. If you're in like don't do this, but if you're like at school in class, right? Maybe you already know all the subjects. Pop up like a little screen. They won't know, they won't know that you're not looking at
I could be watching a YouTube video right now, but I'm also looking at you and looks like I'm paying attention, but I'm not.
Yeah, but that's just some ideas, right? You don't obviously pay attention in class if you don't know, but Prompter is great for that. So the second mode is going to be a chat mode. That's how we see your chat from Twitch. And then the third mode is going to be text, and that's going to be for your script. So if you were to make a lot of content or you do a lot of script writing or, a lot of videos, and that's the way how you can like put your script up there. And it's also voice sync. So if you were to read it off of the script on Prompter, it will move alongside as you start reading it, which is really, really cool. So that's Prompter. Next up is going to be Stream Deck Mark II, which you can save for 25% off.
25% off, which brings it down to just $113, or basically $114 here.
Right? And remember, Stream Deck Mark II. So Stream Deck has 15 keys, and you can use it as macro keys, trigger actions, and there's a lot you can do with Stream Deck. And there's folders, right? Unlimited amount of folders. So even though it's only 15 keys, you can have as many folders as you want, up to 10 pages, and you can have infinite amount of actions in there. A very good example would be is for work from home. A lot of people use it for Adobe Premiere, for drawing, for drawing art, cooking streams, productivity, streaming. And remember, I want to always mention this, it's not just for streaming. This is for almost anything, guys. Check it out, Stream Deck Mobile. 6 keys free. Go check it out. You can see everything that you can do. Next up, we have 4KX, which, if you guys didn't already see, GTA 6 is, pre-order is there.
Who's going to pre-order it tomorrow? I know I'm going to pre-order it. I'm going to be, I don't know if yet if I'm going to do the base version or if I'm going to go for that, digital deluxe. I usually am the person who just caves and gets the digital deluxe because I get FOMO and I don't want to feel like I'm losing out on something. But anyways, chat. Are you guys going to be getting GTA 6? And if so, then you may also want to think about 4KX. It was confirmed that it's going to be single player. Of course, the game is going to be beautiful on PlayStation 5 and on Xbox. In fact, PlayStation also just put out a blog about how it's PS5 Pro enhanced. So if you want to stream or record and just capture the game in its highest quality, well, 4KX is going to get you that right now, and you can get it for, 28% off. This is I'm gonna level with you guys. I think this is gonna be the only time this product is on sale between now and when the game comes out. That's not even a joke. Like, I don't know. I mean, is there another Prime Day coming up later this year? I don't know. I don't know of any other big sales events. There's Black Friday that's after the game launches, though. But at that point, everyone's already going to be playing the game, posting content. And the reality is, if you want to get ahead of the game, if you want to stick out, you do want to be there day one. So if you don't have a capture device yet, then definitely take a look at 4KX right now. You can get it for 28% off. Again, that varies a little bit by region, but here in the US, you can get it for just $180. This will pass through 4K 120 and capture even 4K 120 in SDR, so you can get the full output from your Xbox or your PlayStation, and it'll just be really, really good looking. So that's 4KX. And then what else do we have?
We have
Ooh, a fan
Stream Deck
favorite.
Plus, where you get to save big 25% off. Oh, I love my Stream Deck Plus so much. And we're using one right here on stream as well. So Stream Deck Plus comes with 8 dials, a touch strip, and 4, sorry, not 8 dials, 8 keys, a touch strip, and 4 dials. 4 dials. I was looking at dials instead of dials. But you have so much. There's also 2 attachments, chat. We'll talk more about this, so I don't want to like go too big into it right now.
Can we
but
actually show what it looks like? So we have our own Stream Deck Plus here. And let's see if maybe we can get a close up of that. This is the controls that we have here in front of us. Of course, we have a technical director, Chris behind the scenes, who's doing our scene switching, but we also have our own control here. So you can see we've got our time on the device. We've actually got our own microphones here. So if I want to go, it says Burrito mic. We might want to adjust that to Jasmine mic. But if I wanted to mute Jasmine, I could mute her if she's yapping too much.
Hey. Hey.
And then we also have all of the different scenes laid out on top. So if there ever is a time that I want to switch a scene, then I can do that, of course. So we've got a little bit of our own control here. So even in our own Prime Day live stream production here, we're using a Stream Deck Plus as the host.
Yeah, see, look what chat says. Don't you dare mute her. That's right. That's right. He muted me.
Whoa, that's weird. It got so quiet in here suddenly. All right.
That's actually insane. But what I was saying is that it has 2 accessories. So if you already own a Stream Deck Plus or you're thinking about getting one because it's on sale, there's also 2 accessories you can purchase separately, which is going to be our USB hub, my favorite, by the way, because I always need more slots, more USB slots. It also comes with I always get this like confused, SD card reader, right?
It comes with you can either do XLR dock or USB hub.
No, sorry, I'm talking about USB hub. Like it has like the SD reader or something.
Oh yeah, it has an SD card reader.
There you go.
The USB hub has a micro SD and a regular size SD card reader. It's great because it adds 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-Cs, and the SD card reader. So if you're someone like, actually, I'm looking at Sean, one of our video producers. If you're constantly taking footage from a camera, either from photo shoots or video shoots, and you just always need that SD card reader on your desk, you can use the USB hub there on your Stream Deck Plus.
Yep. Second accessory with the XLR dock Mark II. So if you use a Wave DX or XLR mic, then that's something you can actually like plug right into the back of Stream Deck Plus to save space and make it look really nice as well. So yeah, just like this, we have a bundle going on too on the web store.
Actually, let me see if I switch over here. Yeah, we have a bundle right now. So this is actually going to be on Elgato.com. This is not on Amazon. If you are looking to get a Stream Deck Plus and you want that XLR dock bundle, then you can get that on Elgato.com. Just scroll down on the site and you'll see it here. You get a discount of about $40, which is awesome. So this one's exclusive to Elgato.com, not on Amazon. But those are the featured deals here, right? So we've got the prompter, Stream Deck, 4KX, and Stream Deck Plus. But of course, there's so much more that's on sale. We've got Stream Deck Mark II in black and in white. We've got the Stream Deck Plus in black and in white. We've got Stream Deck XL with 32 keys. This one is marked down 24%, so just $190 right now.
Wow.
You get 32 keys, and of course, with those keys, you can turn those into folders. You can make pages. You can run actions on them. If you are, I mean, Jasmine, you do VTubing, and you have all of your model like poses, backgrounds,
The
and
toggles, yeah.
animations, your toggles on there. So it's great if you just need more access to things right away without even going into folders. It's the same software, it's the same plugin, the same experience that you have with any other Stream Deck. You just have access to more keys. Then we also have the cute little cousin, the Stream Deck Mini here. This one has 6 keys. So this is a great little entry option if you are just dipping your toes in, you don't want something that takes up too much space on your desk, or you really just have a couple limited actions that you want to do, then Stream Deck Mini is a great option. Again, Stream Deck Mini has 6 keys. That's actually the same amount that you get for free with Stream Deck Mobile. So you can check out Stream Deck Mobile, try it, and then if you're like, okay, this is cool, I now want the 6 keys on my desk, I want them always right in front of me, then you can get the Stream Deck Mini. Then you have, and this is kind of my personal favorite here, you have the Stream Deck Neo. This one's up to 35% off. It brings it down to $66, which is a crazy good deal here. You get 8 keys, you get 2 capacitive buttons, and you get the little info bar display at the bottom that can show you time or the pages that you're on. So this is a really great device. It's got a little bit of a different design as well. It fits aesthetically really nice into some white setups. If you're going for something that's a little bit more cozy, then the Stream Deck Neo is great for you. And then there's also Stream Deck Pedal, and we'll see if we can if we get to like basically demoing it on stream today. But Stream Deck Pedal is literally a Stream Deck with, imagine it has like 3 keys, except those keys are foot pedals. So you have 3 different pedals that you can press on. You can do things like push to talk in Discord. You could even lean in a game. You could even do things like turning on dictation. So if you need to write out a prompt or something like that, you can just kind of let your mind, you can just speak, say everything out loud. You can just press on the pedal and then stop it and then, paste that in somewhere. So Stream Deck Pedal is also great, and it's up to 30% off here, which brings it down to also just $66.
It's a steal, guys. Stream Deck
Yeah.
Pedal is one of my favorites. Like, I honestly, if I could, I would always bring a Stream Deck Pedal with me anywhere and everywhere because I like to use Stream Deck Pedal to game. So when I'm playing Valorant, I use it for voice comms, right? And mainly because like my hands are small. So like while you could just, hold down the V or like hold down like whatever you use for like voice comms, it's just like I had to move my fingers like a little bit over and it just messes me up. So it's like that timing for calling out in like Valorant games, for example, because that's the game I usually like to play, right? It's just like it's hard for me to call out if I'm in like a battle, right? If I'm fighting someone. But if I use the Stream Deck Pedal, then if I see someone, I can immediately call out. I don't have to worry about, moving my hands anywhere. I can just stay focused and use my feet to like, touch on the pedals. Be like, hey guys, someone's heaven, someone's A, they're flanking, stuff like that, right? It's so nice. Otherwise, some
Actually, do
people.
you have it next to you there?
I do have it next to me.
Can we hold it up for size? Because I think Stream Deck Pedal might be one of those where people might wonder like how big is it actually. So this is the Stream Deck Pedal here. So you can see like this is the size of my hand. This is the middle pedal, the large one, and then you have the left and the right side here. So this is the pedal here. Again, kind of, we don't have a banana, but we have a hand for scale here. So you can see, you can rest your foot on the middle pedal and then you have these 2 sides. So it's almost a little bit like driving. You can like rest your foot on here and then, just move it over to one of the sides and then you just press down on it. It's got the USB-C connection in the back there. Also a little indicator light so it's powered. And then it's got these rubber feet. So yeah, it just stays in place. So this is Stream Deck Pedal. It literally is just basically a 3-key Stream Deck, if you can imagine it that way.
I want to mention that we do have someone, Lethal Game says, dang it, let me go order a pedal. I was trying to hold out. Y'all got me.
There's no better time than in the present than right now because it is up to 26% off. There are a lot of other deals going on right now. Everything is live. I'm just going to jump through all of them really quickly, and then we'll start deep diving into the actual Stream Deck itself. So if you have questions, maybe hold on to them for just a
Oh,
couple
actually,
minutes.
so I know.
Oh,
If you guys have questions, because I'm gonna be queuing them up now. If you ask questions earlier on, please ask them again because I'm starting to queue right now, meaning that I won't see your questions from before. So use exclamation mark queue and make sure to write down the product name too that you're talking about specifically, so we know like the context, like what your question's about. So for example, exclamation mark queue, Stream Deck pedal, can it do this? You know, something like that, right? So product name of what you're asking about, and then the question that you have, and then I'll go and queue it up. You only need to ask it once, and once again, we can't answer any questions about like future potential products or software. So if it's something like, hey, are you guys gonna have this in the future, then I'm gonna
the
skip
answer is
those
always
questions.
no. We will not have it in the future.
You can't say that, Phil. You can't say that. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, yes, moving on. Let's
Okay.
go ahead and scroll through this.
Let's go through some of the other deals we have here. All right, so we've talked about Stream Deck here. Of course, we also talked about Prompter already. We've talked about Capture a little bit. We've got the 4KX here. We also have 4KS on sale, as well as 4K Pro. So those are two alternative capture options that you have there. 4KS is great for your 1440p consoles like Switch 2 and Xbox Series S. 4K Pro is great if you want the highest quality HDR capture. And then you also have CamLink if you want to turn your DSLR into a webcam that you can use on your computer and your live streams and your meetings, etc. We also have mic arms. We talked all about audio yesterday, so really I'm just going to kind of jump through these here, but we've got mic arms on sale, everything from Mic Arm Pro and LP in white here to Mic Arm LP in black and Wave Mic Arm Mark II up to 30% off. These are some incredible deals, bringing prices below $100 for these all-metal construction mic arms. The way you're going to upgrade any mic sound is first by just bringing it closer to you, and that's what the mic arm will do. We also have microphones. We showcased Wave Neo yesterday. We got some great clips from Brett talking about Wave Neo, and doing a sort of ad read right on the live stream if you want to check that out. And we also have Wave DX. If you like the sound that you're hearing right now, you've been thinking about getting a new microphone, an XLR mic, then check out Wave DX. That's what we're using right now. It's going into a Wave XLR Pro. It's got very minimal processing applied here. In fact, it's only using the hardware processing. So this is the sound that you're going to get with Wave DX in your setup. Then cameras. Cameras, we're going to deep dive tomorrow. However, of course, I want to give you guys the info on the deals we have here. You can get Facecam 4K for up to 25% off. So you can get it for just $150, which is fantastic for a 4K 60 webcam. Then we have Facecam Mark II and Facecam Neo here. Facecam Mark II is a great 1080p 60 camera. Facecam Neo is a great 1080p 60 camera as well. It just has a little bit of a lower price point there and a slightly different look. Webcams aren't going to look good without lighting, so we do have deals on our lights as well. I mean, pretty much our entire product portfolio. We've got Keylight here for up to 25% off, as well as Keylight Neo in various different configurations, like just by itself, with a stand, or with a clamp mount there for flexibility. There's also Embrace. I'm sitting on an Embrace, as is Jasmine. We've been sitting on Embrace for many live streams, many, many hours, and I can tell you it is quite comfortable. So Embrace is a fantastic chair. You can get up to 20% off there, which brings it down to $420. Now, I understand that a chair is not something that you just kind of upgrade on a whim every day. Definitely read up on this, see if it's right for you. It's got great customization and flexibility in how you use it. I'm 6'1" tall, and this chair is like perfect for me. Jasmine is a little bit shorter than I am, and also the chair is great for her in terms of
Hey, what are you trying to say?
adjustability. I'm just stating the facts here. And Embrace works for both of us, so check out Embrace for up to 20% off. Then there's a couple bundles. Now, these bundles here are actually Elgato.com exclusive. So you're going to find these just on Elgato.com. If you scroll to the bottom of our deals page here, you can get a couple prompter bundles. Again, we'll dive into prompter more tomorrow, but you can already get a head start and save today. You can get the mounted bundle or the boom bundle. These are just basically different mounting options. And then you also have the XLR bundles here. So let's say you want to go, there's this term like 0 to hero. If you want to go from I have like no microphone to I have a Wave DX, a Wave XLR Mark II, and a mic arm and the XLR cable all within one go, then you can do that right now for like $280 here, which is a crazy amount of savings when you put all this together, and you get our newest Wave XLR Mark II that just came out. It's actually never been on discount itself, so that's all happening via this bundle here. There's a couple different options as well there, so if you want the regular mic arm or the mic arm LP, and then you also have an option for the Wave 3 Mark II. All the way at the bottom here, and this is one we touched on a little bit earlier, is the Stream Deck Plus XL and XLR dock bundle. This is a great option if you are looking at getting a Stream Deck Plus and you want that XLR dock as well. This is going to be the XLR dock Mark II. So it's got that wave effects processing on there. It's going to bring in and work with virtually any mic out there. It's going to work great with Wave DX. And this keeps your setup nice and clean. It takes two devices, brings them into one. You now have all of your control of your audio right on your Stream Deck Plus. You also have, of course, all the Stream Deck functionality, and then you have your mic going into it. And yeah, so that's everything we have going on at basically Elgato.com and Amazon. However, there's one more thing, and we're also going to be bringing in guests Stephanie and James from Icon City later, and that's on Marketplace. So if you have a Stream Deck or you pick up a Stream Deck today, then you can go ahead and, or I would suggest you check out Marketplace as well, because we have tons of deals running here for plugins, profiles, icons, and more. So, there's plugins here that let you do many really cool things, like a live tracker. You can do MIDI control if you're working in audio. You can, looks like there's a TeamSpeak 3 control plugin here. There's Universal Music. There's Simple Stats by Sir Crest, who maybe that name rings a bell. If you just want real-time tracking of your Windows stats like CPU and GPU, all of these are on sale for 20% off if you use the code PRIMEDAY when you check out on Marketplace. There's also pre-made profiles, and those we're going to touch on a little bit. There's also icons. There's even audio effects for Wavelink and so much more. So also make sure to check out Elgato Marketplace so you can take advantage of those 20% off discounts. But with that being said, I'm sure there's been a lot of questions that have come in. So I want to take a couple minutes to go over those, get you guys some answers before we jump into the topic of the day, which is all Stream Deck.
But before we jump into that, I do also want to mention we do have some awesome news. So you guys remember Elgato Week, and we had that badge for you guys, that very special, unique badge. Well, we now have one for Prime Day week. So just like Elgato Week, all you have to do is watch or just lurk at the stream for 3 hours. And, it'll be throughout, it doesn't have to be all in one go. So for example, you watch 1 hour today, 1 hour of tomorrow, 1 hour of Friday, then you will unlock a new exclusive badge that you can use on Elgato. So you guys get to collect it. It's a nice little collectors. Swap through them all and change it. So the first option, that's free. It's going to be 3 hours of watch time. Second option, you can just do one sub, then you get it. But I would recommend the 3 hours. I would recommend
just
3 hours.
Just do the watch time. The thing is with the sub, we can't even use the money.
Tony's subscriber.
Oh no.
3 hour watch time. Okay, 3 hours watch time. All right, 3 hours watch time. Tony, come on. All right, but that's how you can get the badge. Actually, Tony, go ahead and showcase what the badge looks like. So if you want to turn that on.
We?
Yeah, actually, Tony should be able to show it on there, and then we can see in chat, and chat can see what it looks like. So I don't know if Twitch Prime works, T-Mags, because it's a Twitch setting. So I think you may not get it. It has to be because you know how a lot of deals for Twitch for all those deals that they do, September's and stuff. I'm pretty sure Twitch Prime doesn't work, unfortunately.
Maybe. I mean, T-Max can confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
What
Prime
can I do with the watch time?
You
you unlock a free exclusive badge that you can use on our Twitch channel. So you might see some really special cool badge from Elgato Week, and then if you use it now, you get a pink one. There it is. Tony has it. W Tony.
Very cool.
There you go. Maybe we can get a command for this too, so chat will know that hey, you get exclusive badge. Just watch the stream for 3 hours, or lurk. Leave the stream up, have it for 3 hours. Boom, you get the badge. Easy.
Awesome. Okay, shall we dive into some questions, and then we'll talk about what is Stream Deck. We'll talk about some of the features and functionality, and always at the same time answering your questions. But for now, I'm sure there's a couple that have stacked up, so let's see if we can go through these, maybe rapid fire style.
All right, rapid fire. Let's go ahead. I got a lot of nice comments on here. So, let's see. We have a question from Skyrat. I love my stream Deck for office work, but I'm still trying to find the best usage. Well, this is the perfect stream for you because throughout this entire stream, we're going to show you how we, all the plugins, how we use Stream Deck, and like talking about the plugins we use. And everyone in chat too can also participate by letting us know what plugins and how do you guys all use
The
Stream Deck.
way that I would encourage you to think about Skyrad, and for everyone watching, when you say the best usage, a lot of that is going to come down to your own setup. And the way I would encourage you to think about it is, what do you do today that takes multiple mouse clicks or multiple things you have to enter with your keyboard that you could, with Stream Deck, turn into maybe one key press? So if you have to go to a website and you have to log in every single day to some sort of dashboard, or you have to go into a folder and that folder is 3 levels deep and you have to open a certain, it's like on OneDrive, and then within OneDrive you have to go. If you can turn that into one key press and that saves you like 3 or 4 mouse clicks, well, you've taken something that was, 4x, and you basically turned that into something that's 4x faster, right? You've gone from click here, click here, click here, click here to one press. That's optimized. That's the best Stream Deck usage. So we're going to give you some examples today, or maybe you have some specific questions. You can also ask that if we can do some specific examples, like, hey, how do I do X, Y, and Z? But also for your own setup, just think about, I have this thing that I do every single day that's super repetitive. How do I optimize this with Stream Deck?
Yep. And we actually have like a perfect video later to show you from one of our incredible creators, by the way. And also, I just want to give a huge shout out to all our creators who made these great videos that we showcase you guys during each segment changes. So for yesterday, shout out to Copa. Her video was amazing on 4K Pro. We also had Hero Vibes talk about 4KX, and Nutty talk about how he uses Stream Deck Plus with XLR Dock Mark II. So shout out to them. And today, I can't wait to show you guys all the next creative videos as well. And then we have a question from Zero Dead, who's asking, are all of these US pricing, those Amazon deals?
All the pricing is going to be, or what we just showed is US, yes. However, if you're on our website, or of course, if you're on Amazon as well, you can find that regional information. So for example, on our site, you can click on Canada or Belgium or Austria or wherever you are. It should automatically do it, and then you'll see the discount amount there. To get the final, like actual, basically dollar or euro or whatever amount, you will just need to go on Amazon, right? So if you go on Amazon, you'll see the final amount there.
And I do also want to mention that all the sales that you see on Prime Day, they're all out now. So I mean, like if you're waiting for a sale on a different like product and you don't see it, then unfortunately that it won't be on sale. There's not gonna be like a pop-up sale, at least not to my knowledge.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Not this time
Yeah,
around.
not this
Everything
time.
is live
Everything
right
is
now.
live right now. So what you see is basically the only products that will be on sale for Prime Day. It is final. All right, next question is going to be from Compa JT. For Stream Deck Pedal, can it be mounted to a USB hub, or does it require more power and needs a dedicated USB-C?
Stream Deck Pedal is actually the one that requires the least amount of power because there's no displays in it, right? So it just has the 3 pedals. Bring it up here again. It just has the 3 pedals and no display. So yes, you can use a USB hub. Our official recommendation is always connect as many of your devices as possible into your computer directly. However, USB hubs can and often do work perfectly fine. So yeah, with Stream Deck Pedal, you can absolutely do that. And there's just a USB-C connector on the back. You do get a cable, of course, in the box with your Stream Deck Pedal. You can also use your own cable there if you would like to.
All right, and same question about Stream Deck Pedal actually, so maybe we keep it on there.
All right.
A question from DMAC. I just got my Stream Deck Pedal today. Which springs do you guys prefer?
So for me, and if you don't know, if you're thinking about Stream Deck Pedal, the pedals here, there's actually springs underneath, and you can exchange those. And that basically changes how much force you need to press on the pedal and activate it. And what I like to do is, at least on the middle pedal here, I like to put the springs that take the most amount of force to press down. I forget what the name for that is. It's not tension. It's not. But yeah, there's basically a name for it. But the ones that make it the hardest, because I'll rest my foot on the middle pedal. Like I literally I leave it there, and then if I need to, I can press down on it, or I can press on one of these side pedals here that make it a little bit. And that's easier because then those aren't using the higher level of springs. So resistance, thank you. Yeah, basically the resistance. So yeah, that's what I do. Jasmine, what do you do? Do you have a pedal in your setup?
Oh, of course. I love
Okay.
my string pedal. However, I just don't change the strings or
Oh,
springs.
okay. You
I
just
just
leave
use
it
the
on the
default.
default?
Yeah, I just use default.
Okay.
Awesome. Next question is going to be from T-Mags, who's asking, I'm at the Elgato web store and added Stream Deck Plus XL, USB hub, and I'm getting free silver dials. The question I have is, under silver dial set XL, it says estimated shipping date 9/13, or was that September? September 13th. Bundle will only ship once all items become available. Does this mean I won't receive your Stream Deck Plus XL until September? I mean, from what
That
it
is a
says,
great question, but I think we need to go back into our team and check what that actually means. I can't
I
imagine that you
think
have to wait until September.
reaching out to support might
Yeah.
be the best bet there, because from reading it, it seems like that is the case, but maybe reaching out to support and they might be able to clarify further would be your best bet there. Let's see. Next question is going to be from, let me see. This is from D. Matin. Can you set up cross interaction between the devices, Stream Deck Pedal and Stream Deck, like changing the menu on my Stream Deck with my pedal?
Absolutely, you can do that. In fact, I think I can just show that quickly here. So let's see if I get this prepped here and set up. All right, let's do, okay, so we have two profiles there, and then we have a, let's see. I just need to do a quick setup here, standard orientation. Okay, awesome. So in front of me, I have two Stream Decks. I have a Stream Deck Mark II with 15 keys, and I have a Stream Deck XL here with its default profile. And so the question is, can you basically control one Stream Deck with the other? And there are options here for you to control one Stream Deck with another, and you can basically use one Stream Deck as sort of a navigation for another one. So let's take, for example, here this Stream Deck XL, and let's say I have two profiles. I've got, profile 1, I've got the default profile, and I want to switch between these using a different Stream Deck. It could be a Stream Deck Pedal, a Stream Deck Neo, does not matter. Any Stream Deck device can do this. I'll go back to the Stream Deck Mark II here with 15 keys, and over on the right-hand side, there's going to be this navigation section here under Actions. And you'll see here, there's a switch profile action. I can drag that onto one of the keys here. And inside the property inspector, instead of selecting the current device, we'll select that Stream Deck XL that I just showed earlier. And then you can choose which profile to jump to. Either it switches to whatever the next profile is or a specific one. So we can go default profile, and I'll just call this like default. And then I'll copy and paste this, and then we'll go to profile 1. And we'll just set this to profile 1, like that. Now, when I go back to the Stream Deck XL here, and I tap on this key, you see it switches between profile 1 and the default profile. So I'm essentially using the Stream Deck Mark II as the profile selector for the Stream Deck XL. So that's a short little demo there. I hope that answers the question.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Phil. So next question is going to be from Heybot, who's asking, could you briefly describe or show how to make your own custom Stream Deck button?
Absolutely. I just kind of showed it, but we'll take a look at back at the Stream Deck software here. So this is and let me switch back to the Stream Deck Mark II here, and we'll go to the default profile. Move that there. This is the Stream Deck Mark II with its 15 keys when you plug it in for the first time. You're going to see this default profile here that has folders for apps. So if I tap on this folder here, it actually goes into, and you can see there's a couple different apps in there. There's also links to different websites. There's some tutorial videos here. So I can tap on one of them, for example, folders, and it'll actually play a video, which is pretty cool. This is just a default profile to get you started. However, each of these keys here, you can move, you can delete, you can change them around. I'll go to a second page here, or actually I'll go to a third page, and now you can see most of the keys are empty. The question was, how do you make your own custom Stream Deck keys? Well, each key is going to be an action which you pick from the right-hand side here. We already have a lot of plugins installed, so your list might look a little bit smaller, at least initially. But you basically just select the action that you want to perform on a key on this right-hand side. So in this case, I'll keep it very simple. I want to open a website like Elgato.com. Go to the system actions here, take the website action, drag it onto a key, And then in the property inspector at the bottom here, I can type in Elgato.com, and that's actually already it. Now when I press on that key, you see it opens Elgato.com. It's incredibly simple to do. That's how you set up an action on Stream Deck. There's going to be a little bit more to it depending on the actual actions that you are using from plugins. Some actions you need to put in things like an IP address. For example, in this case, if you're controlling a PTZ camera, some actions you might need to do some other configuration. For example, here with Camera Hub, you might actually need to select the camera that you want to control, and so much more. But really, that's the basics of it. You simply drag and drop an action from the action category on the right-hand side onto a key.
Ooh, we have a question from Flob who's asking, it's a Stream Deck question. So, tricky question. Is there a way to have smart profiles per profile on Chrome? For example, a Pro Chrome session with an associated profile page and personal Chrome session with a different Stream Deck profile, switching depending on the active window.
So I know what you're talking about, right? So if we go into Chrome here, in Chrome, you can create different profiles, right? Like you can add a Chrome profile. Sure, we'll stay signed out here. I could call this like work, right? I'll make one Chrome profile, then I'll create another one, and we'll call this like I don't know, personal, right? And now you have two Chrome profiles. These are going to be, to your system, they look like two different instances of Chrome, right? You can see them down here. I'm not sure if Stream Deck Smart Profiles actually work with that because Stream Deck looks at the application, and I'm not sure if it distinguishes. So let me take a quick look here. Application. Yeah, I don't think you can distinguish between different profiles when using something like Chrome and Smart Profiles. The best suggestion I have there is to use different browsers. So you could go, for example, one of them could be Microsoft Edge, and then another profile could be linked to Chrome, something like that. This is definitely feedback, though, that I can take back to our team and see if this is something that we could implement at some point. Because right now it's basically just looking at the Chrome exe. It doesn't look at the specific kind of like like there's more to it essentially. But yeah, it doesn't work like that today.
All right, sweet. I think with that being said, we're ready to go ahead and talk more about Stream Deck. And I did bring up all the little full Stream Deck family here that is currently
You can
on
see
sale
that everything
for
here is
Prime
on sale,
Day.
right?
Yeah, everything. Oh, pedal, please. If you don't mind, pass me the pedal.
Oh, yeah, we're
Stream
missing
Deck pedal.
one.
We're missing one for the family. All right, where would this fit in? Maybe you could put.
It's going to get a little bit crowded. Also, I saw someone earlier mention, wow, that looks like their desk. If you have this many devices on your desk, I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right. So starting off here, this is all the Stream Decks that we have that will be on sale for Prime Day for US. These sales may vary across regions, so make sure you just check your region and make sure that see what you have on sale for Prime Day. But to start off, we do have Stream Deck Mini. This gives you 6 keys, and this is a great start, especially if you just don't know where to start or you're like, do I really need a Stream Deck? Then you can always try Stream Deck Mobile because Stream Deck Mobile gives you 6 keys for free. And if you want the physical hardware, then I love the physical because I love pressing the keys directly and like feeling the nice little key when you press it. It feels great. But check out Stream Deck Mobile. You get 6 keys free. That's how you can test out and see, will I need to use this? And this goes across for all of our Stream Decks as well to see all the plugins available. And I do want to mention that there's always new plugins. Like throughout the months, weeks, months, like we always have new makers coming in, creating new plugins. We also release plugins as well, like official plugins, but there's always something new on Marketplace. So, check back Marketplace like once every week or once every 2 weeks, a month. Like we can ask Stephanie like how often. I think during our segment later today, we can ask her like how often is a new plugin like appearing in the marketplace, right? But start off like we have Stream Deck Mini, then we have Stream Deck Neo. So Stream Deck Neo, part of a Neo family here. It comes with 8 keys. We have 2 little. Was it touch? I forget the name. It's like
the info bar at the bottom.
Info bar.
No,
No, it's
sorry.
like
the info bar is the middle, and you have capacitive buttons on the left and right side.
I thought there was like a name specifically for this. Is it just capacitive buttons? I was lucky. I swear there was one. But yes, info bar. So the info bar is really nice because it shows you the time. So for example, some of you guys are like, man, why do I need the time if like our PC shows the time in the bottom right corner? Well, sometimes a lot of us would like to hide our taskbar menu, meaning that you will not see the time, right? Or if you're full game to the screen and you only have one monitor, then you won't be able to see the time on the bottom right corner unless you alt tab. So Stream Deck Neo is really nice with the info bar because it shows you your direct time. You can also set it to like show someone else's time as well. So like, if you do have your time on the bottom right corner and you work with someone from Germany team, you can have the was it the Munich team or EU team right here at the bottom and be like, okay, this is their time for, I can message them because it's 9 a.m. for them right now. So that's a really good example of a use case for InfoBar. And then you have like the capacitive like little buttons here that you can press to kind of like switch pages, for example. So that way it doesn't take up space on your keys. So you have full 8 keys, and then you can have 10 pages to switch around in. And it works similar to like all our Stream Deck. All our Stream Decks have the same software, meaning that you're able to do every single thing. The only exception probably be dials, because if it doesn't have dials, you can't physically turn the dials. But there are some exceptions like audio,
Yep.
where you can use the Stream Deck keys to like, kind of like as a what's the it's like
Instrument keys, like a virtual fader,
virtual fader.
essentially.
Thank you. That's the word I was
If you
looking
press
for.
the top key, it turns up the volume. You press the bottom key, it turns down the volume, and you'll see a fader moving between those two keys.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so that is Stream Deck Neo. Then we have our two Stream Deck Mark IIs, both in the white and black version. They're both on sale. So, they're both on sale. If you have like a white setup, then go for it. Light mode setup, you're going for the white. And then we also have our OG, which is going to be our black edition, which is going to be Stream Deck Mark II, 15 keys. So you have even more keys to use. And if you're just, you're like, okay, I want the 15 keys because I don't see myself using audio much, then Stream Deck Mark II is great to start off as well because you have everything you need here. You can also use like a time plugin to set the time here as well on each key. I actually use that to know what time my best friends, because she's not from was it California? She's like different time zone from me, right? So I was like, okay, I wonder what time is first. That way I'm messaging her and know like I'm not messaging her at like 3 a.m. in the morning for her time zone. So I have a specific key kind of like set for her time zone. And then I have one for Japan. I have
Yep.
one for Germany, for a Germany office. So it's really nice to kind of see in each key. But once again, infinite folders. Stream Mark II is great. Stream pedal over here. You get 3 pedals. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, right? So I love using that for Valorant, voice comms, Discord, but we'll talk more about that a little bit later because we're going to go into more information. But then we have our 2 Stream Deck Pluses, who are Black Edition and White Edition, also both on sale. And once again, you have 2 accessories you can purchase separately, which are going to be USB Hub and XLR Dock Mark II. So we have 4 dials here, a touch strip, and you can swipe left and right, basically, right? It's really nice. You can also activate keys or actions just by tapping it here. And we have 8 keys as well on the top for Stream Deck Plus. And then we have Stream Deck XL, my beloved. I love Stream Deck XL because as a VTuber, I need so many keys like on one page just because it's just a little bit more convenient for me, right? Because I had like, I think 32 toggles back then. So Stream Deck XL is just even more keys. You can never have enough, but that
Yep.
is our Stream Deck family that is on sale for Prime Day. Which is your favorite, chat? Out of everything here that is on sale for Prime Day, which Stream Deck is your favorite? Which one do you have? Which one do you plan on getting? And which one do you want to know more about? Is what I'm
Something that is really noteworthy about all of these devices, there's quite a number here on the table, including the pedal, including the Stream Deck Plus with dials and keys. The software experience, and when you get one of these, or maybe you get 2 of these, it's the same across all of these devices. So it does not matter if you get the Stream Deck XL here with 32 keys, or the Stream Deck Mini with 6 keys, or you get the Stream Deck pedal here with its 3 foot pedals on there, or you get the Stream Deck Plus with its 8 keys and 4 dials. The software experience and how you set it up in the software and the plugins that they can all use, as well as features like folders, smart profiles, those are all going to be the same across all of these devices. So when you're purchasing a Stream Deck, the choice you're really making is what physical form factor do you want in front of you and what's going to be the most important use case for you. So for example, with a Stream Deck XL here, you have 32 keys. That's really great for having a lot of actions right at your fingertips. However, if you're doing a lot of audio control, that's usually nicer to do with something like a dial, and so maybe there the Stream Deck Plus is better for you. The software is still the same, the plugins are still the same, the features between them are still the same. The difference is going to be in that physical form factor, the amount of keys, and the amount of dials that you have. That makes that choice, I think, a little bit easier because you can simply look at something like Marketplace, find examples of how someone else might be using a Stream Deck if you want to get inspired, and then you can simply make a choice of which physical device is the right one for me that I want to have on my desk.
Agreed. And let's see, we do have some questions here. Uh, oh wait, I saw Jake says I love Stream Deck. Me5 says that's so cool. We have a little heart from Clarity. So Tony says they have a whole page of roll times. It's so nice. We gotta show that. We gotta show them how they can
We
use
could
that.
actually do that right now.
Actually, yeah,
Do
let's
we
do that
want to
right
do
now.
that?
Yeah, let's do
So
that.
that's there were some comments earlier about using Stream Deck for work, and something that we see is also this thought like, oh, like some people might want to overcomplicate their setup, and actually Stream Deck, the beauty is that it can help you make your setup less complicated, right? It can take things that took multiple steps down to one, or it can put information that you want always at your fingertips right there in front of you. In the case of world time or working globally with multiple teams, we are very well aware of that because we have, well, our office is here. We're streaming from California. We also have an office in Munich in Germany. We have an office in Taiwan. We have offices and colleagues all over the world. And so one of the best ways to keep up with the time there is, of course, by knowing what time it is in their region. The thing is, you can have that always at your fingertips and always right in front of you with Stream Deck. So the way this would work is you would install a plugin for Stream Deck that displays a clock on your device. And I want to see if we already have one on here. In fact, it looks like we already do. So I'll go ahead and simply take this world clock action that we have and move that onto one of the Stream Deck Mark II keys here. Then I can go in and I can actually select a city. So, in this case, I'll just go Los Angeles, and I can also customize the style of it. So I want a, well, let's see. I don't want the ticks in here. Actually, I think, do we have a different? I think we have a different plugin. Let me take a look. I'll show you guys the plugin experience, the plugin installation experience. So if you want to add a clock to your Stream Deck, again, I have some installed here already. You can also navigate to the Elgato Marketplace, and then you can simply search for clocks up here or clock, and you'll see a couple suggestions here. In this case, I'll go ahead and get clocks here. This is actually one that we make. I'll go ahead and click on Open in Stream Deck, and after a couple seconds, it will download, and it looks like it's already installed. Oh, that is that one. We have multiple though, right? World clock. Oh, here we go. So I'll bring this over here, clocks, and now I can choose from a couple different clock styles here. So they can be more analog, so if I want a very minimal analog look, or if I want a more digital look. And some of these are styled after very well-known and iconic clocks that have appeared over the years. I'm just going to keep it at its default here. You have some options as well for, if you want to show the weekday, or if you want this 12-hour, showing AM, PM, that sort of thing. You can then also choose the location. In this case, it's Los Angeles. If you then want a second one, well, the easiest way to do this is you just literally control-click or right-click on the action, select a new key, and hit paste, and now you can change the time zone here. So, for example, all right, let me add one for New York. I'll do that again, and then we'll add one for Berlin here for Europe, and maybe one more for, we'll do Tokyo. There we go. Now, I've got this Stream Deck Mark II here, and maybe we can get a close-up of this. This now has all of these different clocks on it at all times, and I can see this whenever I'm at my desk. There we go. See, we can get a nice angle there. It'll be right there no matter what. The thing is, with that many keys, right, this is maybe 4 keys or 5 keys, there's also ways to organize this. So one thing I could do is if I wanted to not always have these right in front of me, I just need to look at them every now and then. I could also create a folder and then move all of these into that folder. And this will clean up that front page there and give me more keys to work with right away, right? So I can just take this, move that in there. Actually, I just hold it on there. There we go. And then maybe I'll call this clocks, right? Now on the device, I can tap on the folder, quickly take a look. Oh, what time zone are we in? Or, what time is it for that one colleague? And then go right back out to the homepage of Stream Deck. So that's how you can set up time zones right on your Stream Deck device.
Awesome. W. I think we have some questions here that we can also quickly answer. Let me see. Um, this is from Big Bot, who's asking, if you had two Stream Deck Plus, can you have one of the XLR dock powered by the USB hub?
If you have two Stream Deck Plus, can you have one? If you have two Stream Deck Plus, can you have one with the XLR dock powered by the USB dock? I would not necessarily recommend that. The Stream Deck Plus and XLR dock combo uses quite a bit of power because you have the Stream Deck Plus and you have the XLR dock there. They're in one device. Connecting that to the USB hub at the same time, that's on another Stream Deck Plus, which also draws power. It might work. I wouldn't necessarily suggest doing that though.
Awesome. And then next question is gonna be from Jonathan, who's asking, does Elgato honor a purchase within 30 days and refund the difference or offer store credit?
That's a good question. I'm actually not sure what our policy is there. I mean, obviously, if you make a purchase and you need to return it or warranty it, something like that, then yes. I don't think we do price matching though.
Then next question is gonna be from it's a comment by Clarity, who said that they just bought XLR Dock Mark II for my Stream Deck Plus last week and it arrived on Monday. Upgraded from my old interface, it works great, worth it, one less USB required. So happy for you, Clarity. And then we also have, question from Me5. Can you please teach me how to make my own sound alerts using my voice for my Stream Deck?
How to make your own sound alerts. That is probably a little bit too involved today.
But the simple way to do it in that case would be like, for example, all you have to do is maybe record just an audio of your voice on OBS or using like a software like Audacity, I believe, where it only records your voice, right? So record it elsewhere. And then once you have that file, it could be like a WAV file, MP4 file. Then in that case, you can go ahead and use, if you want to go and show just like the soundboard settings. So just really quickly, because I don't think we have like a WAV file at the moment, or.
So if you want to play sounds via Stream Deck, we have a action for that, or a category called soundboard. You can take the play audio action, drag that onto a key, and then inside the property inspector, you'll select the file that you want to play. I've got a couple different sounds here that I just have. We'll do game radar ping. These can be MP3s, these can be WAV files. There's a couple other formats that are supported. You can also choose how it should play. So for example, tapping on the key right now will play it, and then tapping on the key again will stop it. However, if you want to do the very fun, air horn spamming the key, you would then change the mode to play and overlap. And there's a couple other options as well. I'll just keep it on play stop here. You also have options for fading in and out the sounds. This is great for music. And then you also have volume control for that individual sound. So, tapping this key, I don't think you're going to hear it, but essentially now it will play that sound.
And then the output is also very important too. So like selecting the output. So if you do want like your friends to hear the sound coming through from Stream Deck, you need to make sure that you're on like what's it for outputs like Wave FX, or like having route to your microphone, right? That a sound effect is routed to your microphone. And if you own a Wave device from us, or you use Wavelink, we do have an article, I believe, that shows you how to do that.
We do, yeah.
So maybe one of the mods can actually link that and chat for you. And there's another way too. If you're looking to do it on Discord, all you have to do is upload your sound directly onto your Discord server. So then you have like a soundboard you can use, because we do have a Discord plugin. And if you go to a Discord plugin, there's gonna be a soundboard action that you can go ahead and drag. And because you have it uploaded on your Discord server, you can go ahead and click that, and it'll play it for you, either through the mic or it's like if you're in a call together, right? So there's that too. And there are alternative option if you use Discord for that.
Actually, let me show the Discord one. I need to fire up Discord for that though. But this is probably going to be the easiest. I imagine
Yes.
most of you, when you are playing with friends or just hanging out, you're going to be in Discord. And really, the easiest thing is if you have sound effects added, or basically the audio added in Discord channels, and then you can trigger it with Stream Deck. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do we have a server here? Sure. We'll join our own little server here. And, of course, within Discord, you have your soundboard. You can click on these, but that's not going to be, that's not fun. You want that right on your Stream Deck. So how do you do that? Well, there is a Discord plugin for Stream Deck. And in this case, I already have it installed. And right at the top here, you'll see there's a soundboard action. You can drag that onto one of your keys. And then inside of that, you will see the soundboard at the bottom here. It'll actually start populating with all of the sounds that you have in all of your servers. And you can search for it, or you can just click on it. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll select air horn. And now, anytime I want to, anytime I'm in a channel, I can simply tap on air horn, and it might be hard to see, but it's actually playing the sound now. And this is going to be the easiest way to do it. So when you're in Discord, join a channel on Stream Deck, set up your different soundboard actions here. We can do the kind of the default ones here. Of course, you can also upload your own to your own server and then trigger them that way. And if you are live streaming with OBS or recording, those will even be picked up if you're doing desktop audio capture, right? So that's going to be the easiest way. There are other ways to do soundboard audio routing, and that's going to involve Wavelink. Maybe we have time today to show that. I'm not sure, though. Otherwise, we do have a Elgato Explorer article where you can check out how to set that up. It just takes a couple more steps, but once you wrap your head around it, it's pretty easy to do.
I just love Discord plugin. Same, I do too. I with that being said, I also do wanna mention chat, or I guess we
Oh, we're getting relaxed now. It's like chat.
chat. So chat. Did you guys know that Stream Deck is super customizable? Like, let me see those answers in chat. Do you guys know that? Do you guys know that you can customize your Stream Deck
Did
and
you
make it
know?
look really nice and pretty? Let me see. I wanna know. I wanna know if you guys know that. Or maybe there's people who are new to Stream Deck and didn't realize, because you can make your Stream Deck profile very, very pretty with icons, handmade ones. You can even make your own. You can doodle, you can MS Paint and upload it, right? And individually upload each icon. We also have Marketplace. You set up your Adobe Audition buttons yesterday, making it so much easier to edit podcasts. Ooh, let's go. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Do we
Let's
have
see.
any more questions?
We are good on questions.
Actually, it looks like we still have one up on screen there, that previous one.
Oh,
Um,
it's gone now.
Well, you mentioned one interesting thing there, which is sharing Stream Deck actions. And this is a little pro tip that we could cover now, unless there's some questions or other stuff to go over.
Oh, well, I didn't. I was mentioning icons, like changing icons, like
icons. Okay.
customizable, like ways to customize your Stream Deck. I want to show them that you can make it look really nice, really pretty. You can make it pink. You can make it look super professional. Like, it doesn't have to be the default profile. Like, if you want to make everything look like is all in one profile, then I would like you to show them like going to Marketplace and maybe picking an icon set, and then showing them how they can change it, uploading it, and all that stuff. So this is how you guys can customize
All in
your
under a
Stream Deck.
minute, right?
All in under a minute, yeah.
No.
What do you mean no? You got this. Come on, speed through it.
No, okay. So obviously with Stream Deck, a huge part of this device is that you have these LCD keys, and in some cases also things like a touch display that shows you information, which also means that you can customize all of it. And a large part of Stream Deck is making it yours. There are many actions inside of Stream Deck and many plugins that will include great icons. In fact, something here like the Discord plugin with these soundboards, you can see it's already pulling in those icons. But let's say you're using I don't know, let's say you're setting up the OBS plugin here, and you've got a bunch of different scenes, right? We'll take a couple scenes here and drag those onto a key. These are all going to more or less look the same and look identical. So how would you go ahead and customize these? Well, there's a couple different ways. The first way would be is you find your own images. You either make it, you pull it down online, that sort of thing. However, with Stream Deck, we make it really, really easy to find icon packs through our marketplace. So using this button up here, you can head over to Elgato Marketplace, and then you'll see there's an icons button here. And within this, there are a ton of different icon packs made by makers that have been uploaded. Some are free and some are paid. And so this is how you can get a head start on customizing your device. In fact, there's a really, really great icon pack that I'll just showcase here. I think it's called Pastel Colors. There's Pastel Productivity Pack. I think we'll just grab this one here. So I'll go ahead and hit download, and then go ahead and install that. And once it is installed, we can go ahead and open, when you click on an action here, on the icon, there's a little drop-down menu. You can open the Stream Deck icon library, and all of the icon packs that you have installed will show up here. So you can see there's already a ton of different icon packs. And from here, you can simply select an icon that you want. And while that key is still highlighted, you just click on it and it will change. So for example, we can go here, intro, and then we'll change this one to our BRB scene. We'll change this one to our ending scene. And then maybe this one's going to be like full screen camera. There we go. Check that out. See how nice that already looks? And now you have this like intro, BRB, end. We can move these around. We've got, this is a clocks folder here. So maybe we also have maybe this maker. Look at that. There's already a time folder, so I can just set that there. And maybe there's also for soundboards and sound effects, there's another folder. If I move these all like this, I can organize it, make my Stream Deck look aesthetically nice, or make it so that it works well for me. But essentially, that's how fast and easy it can be to customize. You can find an icon pack on Elgato Marketplace, install it, bring up the icon library here, and then you can go through and set icons right on your different actions.
Burrito says, Phil is killing me here. Just put the demo in the bag, bro.
Just put the demo.
Just put the demo
All
in
right,
the
time to pack it up.
Back it up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Then it's not just that as well for marketplace. Is that you can also like draw your own. If you're
Yep.
an artist or like you want something more that's in your own style, for example, right? Then
Should we draw one? Should
Yeah,
we
draw
draw one
one.
together right now?
Yeah.
All right, so this is MS Paint. And let me move this over here a little bit. Chat, I need a quick.
Draw
Give
Burrito.
me an icon to draw. Like some sort of Stream Deck icon. Maybe it's an OBS scene, something else, but let's see. I'm sure Chat has a good one here. Cat? No, that's not like a Stream Deck. That's not something you would put on a Stream Deck.
No, that
Give me
could
an
be
example.
like a cat cam. A cat
Like
camera,
a cat cam? Elgato logo? Okay, that's a good, that's kind of cheesy, but all right, let's see. If I even, okay, so it's like a circle, and then it goes up, up, up. That's not bad, actually, okay?
That's actually not bad. Yeah,
that's not bad, chat. And then how do I actually get this? I don't even know how to use Paint. How do I actually like get this out of here? So then I could like, do a square selection like this, and then how do I save that?
There's a save button.
I know I can. Well, there's
right
save, but we want to export that. Okay. But isn't this going to be Elgato?
Oh, it's not gonna be. You have to crop it first.
It's going to be the entire thing, right? Yeah.
You do have it cropped.
Is that the crop? No, where's crop? Why did they change all this? It's all changed. Where's crop? That's selection. Usually you can like crop to selection here. Crop. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right. And now, can we just click share on that? Okay, no, we'll just do save. Perfect. Okay, so now that's saved somewhere on the system.
This is 1K likes. We'll make it our profile picture for a week.
There we go. All right, so now I can go into Stream Deck, and you know what we'll do? We'll set up that website action again. So I drag the website action on. I'll set this to e.lga.to, and it pulls in the favicon, which is cool. However, of course, now I want to use this custom icon that I just made myself by hand. What's nice is you can simply drag the icon when it's an image onto the key. Look at that. It's beautiful. Let's see if we can get maybe we can get a close-up of this and show you what it looks like on the Stream Deck. And then chat, I know I said we'll give you one drawing. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to angle this. There we go. See how beautiful that looks? I know exactly what this does. This opens Elgato.com. But okay, there's one more. There's one more. Let's do one more icon that chat said. Burger, no. Light bulb brightness. Okay, that's a good one. All right, how do we do that? Let's see. Light bulb brightness. Let's do a. Oh, let's select this guy. Let's do a light bulb. I don't know, like that, and then let's do a plus icon, and then we'll kind of see. It's light bulb. It's you can right. That looks like a light bulb, and now we'll just do the same thing. Just select it as a square. How do I actually move? I just want to move this. Well, okay, and then
Crop first,
right. Thank you, Jasmine.
of course.
Crop, and then save as PNG. Brightness up. There we go. And check that out. Now we have a brightness up icon that we can put on. Okay, so don't do what I'm doing. This is just a little bit of fun here. But you can see that there are many different ways that you can get your get icons onto a Stream Deck key. Again, most plugins will include default icons, but if you really want to customize your device and take it a little bit further, you can make your own icons. I also want to do a little pro tip here. So, and you saw it earlier, but I really want to highlight this. We'll go back and we'll reset all of these OBS scenes to their default icons. And this is really cool. So if you're thinking, oh man, I have to go to each icon, or go to each action, click on Open Stream Deck Library, set the image, and then close it. You don't have to do this. So this is the easiest way that you can set an icon across multiple keys quickly from an icon pack. So the way this works is select your action, open the Stream Deck icon library, and keep it open. Don't close it. And so now what I can do is I can set, for example, here, this is the intro scene. I don't need to close the icon library. I can simply click on a new key and then select a new icon for it. And so this makes it really easy. You can see within seconds I'm setting some different icons here, and I don't need to always close and reopen the icon library. So that's a little pro tip to setting a bunch of different icons, custom icons on actions in just seconds.
Woo! Nice. Awesome. So that's how you can customize your icons, make it look really nice, chat. So there's two ways. There's pre-made icons that you can get for free on Marketplace, or you can purchase. And then the other way would be making it your own, on MS Paint, using any other tools like GIMP, or like even drawing it on was it in real life and taking a photo of it and just like cutting out into like icon image, and boom, you have your own new icon set that's personalized to you. And if you do this, please share it on socials, tag us, or go to our Discord server, share it in the Stream Deck Showcase channel, because we love seeing everyone's unique profiles, ideas, and like profile usage. And it's just really nice to see. And it also gives like people inspiration of like how they maybe want their Stream Deck to look, or how they may want to use their Stream Deck. They might have questions too, like what does this key do, Like there's so much to do with Stream Deck. Like we can have like a full-on like 8-hour stream to talk about the amount of plugins we have, like maybe even longer. Like I can yap so much about Stream Deck. Phil's over here like, oh thank God I don't have to talk anymore because I'm over here yapping about
I'll just
Stream
let
Deck.
Jasmine run with it.
Yeah, he's just gonna let me run with it because I love Stream Deck. I have like so many Stream Decks at home, chat. Like you guys have no idea. I have 3 Stream Deck XLs, a Stream Deck Plus XL with USB hub, and I have a Stream Deck Plus with USB hub as well. I need all those USB slots, chat. I have a Stream Deck Pedal. What else do I have? Yeah, I think 3 Stream Deck XLs, 1 Stream Deck Plus XL with USB hub.
Well, I think one of the key things, and sorry to kind of interrupt your thought, but outside of the hardware, the real magic of Stream Deck is in the software and in the plugins. And we haven't really showcased those yet today. So I do want to, and we'll have more, we'll talk about that later as well. But I think just answering the question, like what are Stream Deck plugins? And, on the right-hand side there, how do you get more? How do you do more with your Stream Deck outside of those default actions that it ships with? So should we take a quick look at that?
Yeah, let's do
And
it.
then let's queue up some more questions after that to answer. Um, all right, so let's take a look here. Um, I'll also go ahead, create a folder. I'm just gonna uh, move these sound effects into this folder, and we'll call this SFX, and then we'll also give this an icon here. Something to note is you can also search in the icon library. So if you are looking for like something like SFX or sound, then you'll see stuff pop up. And look at that. This productivity pack includes a SFX icon. Perfect. And we'll leave this guy there as well. Okay, so when you get your Stream Deck, it will have, of course, a bunch of default actions here, and it's got some default keys set up as well. And the real power comes from the plugins that you install that add additional features and functionality to your devices. These are called plugins, and you'll find them on Elgato Marketplace. So right within the Stream Deck app, at the top here, you see this little icon. This is the Marketplace. Simply clicking on that will open it in your default browser, at which point you can simply start scrolling here, or you can also just click on plugins and start browsing. There are plugins for, at this point, virtually anything you can think of. It's sorted by popular by default, so you'll see things like our volume controller, which just simply controls volume. You'll see OBS, Discord, Voice Mod, Spotify, and so much more. Something that I recommend doing is also every now and then going in here and searching by recent, because there's always new plugins being uploaded every single day by makers that might add cool new functionality that you didn't even know was possible. Installing a plugin is also incredibly easy. I'm going to use a free example here. So I'm just going to sort also by free. And let's say we wanted to control Home Assistant. Home Assistant is a popular smart home integration, basically suite that can take multiple different things like HomeKit and Google Home and more, and kind of brings them all together. To install this, when it's free, I simply click on Get, or in the case here where we've already done this before, I just click Open in Stream Deck. Since you're logged in, it will just bring that right into Stream Deck, and after a couple seconds, it'll be installed, and you can see it can be found in your actions list. Then on the right-hand side, you'll see that there's going to be the plugin as well as the actions that come along with that, and they have a blue little bubble to indicate that these are new actions that have just been added. At this point, to set them up on your device, you simply drag them onto one of your keys, and you can start customizing and configuring it. Home Assistant in this case takes a little bit of additional configuration, but that's really how easy it is to install plugins. And I really recommend just going on Marketplace and browsing, or there's also a very powerful search. There was a question earlier about weather. So in this case, we do have a weather plugin. You can simply find that, click on Get or Open in Stream Deck, depending on if you've downloaded it before. And in this case, it's already installed. I can go ahead and look for it. Here we go. There's weather. Drag that onto a key, and it's showing me the forecast for Portland. I'll change this to Milpitas, which is our current location. There we go. And now I've got weather on my Stream Deck. And that's the real power of Stream Deck there, is that plugins expand what you can do. There's new plugins being added every day. So it doesn't matter which device you have, if it's the Stream Deck XL with 32 keys or the Stream Deck Mark II with 15 keys, they both get access to the same plugins. You can use the same features and the same functionality between all of them, and your device will get more powerful and grow with you over time.
Awesome. And then Brito says, chat, I think you guys should look at our Twitter X banner.
Should we do this together, chat? How do I elgatox.com?
Oh
Oh,
my
it's
god.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
10 out of 10. Gorgeous. That looks great.
I'm glad we could experience this moment together, chat. Thank you so much for, and thank you to Brito and the entire social and community team for highlighting the art that we made here together on this live stream. I'm sure everyone is loving it.
Awesome. And then we also have a question from Wildcard. Is there about that, a separate USB hub you guys sell. So the only USB hub we sell before the attachment to our Stream Deck Plus. So if you own a Stream Deck Plus or you purchase one now because it's on sale for Prime Day, then there is a USB hub you can purchase separately that will connect to the back of your Stream Deck Plus, and then you'll have was it how many was it SD card reader and then
And
more USB slots.
yep, you get 2 USB A's and 2 USB C's, as well as a SD card and a micro SD card reader. Yeah.
Perfect. So that's the only USB hub we have. But like Brito mentioned, if you're looking for like a bigger like USB hub, then Corsair sells that. So Corsair, amazing. You know, they're our parent company in case you guys didn't know. So
They
yeah.
have the USB 100 and also I believe Thunderbolt docks. So yeah, definitely suggest looking at the USB 100. It's an awesome powered USB hub that we use quite frequently. It gives you also a couple USB A and a couple USB C ports.
See, and then Matcha also says, I didn't know you can drag it on. So it was like when you were demoing, like you can drag on the icon from like your folder straight
Yes.
into Stream Deck. So that was really cool.
Why don't let me just show that one more time
Yes,
for everyone
yes,
here.
yes.
Maybe I can also, let's see. We probably need better images, but we're just going to use the one that we already had. It's okay here. Show, let's see. If we go back to one of our pages here, and I'll just reset this to default. Okay, so so in Stream Deck, to set a custom icon, there are multiple options. One of the easiest ways is if you have an image already on your computer, you can simply drag and drop it. So select the action that you want to put a custom icon on, and then open Finder or Explorer. Take the image and simply drag it onto the key there at the bottom, and it'll set it right away. These can be JPEGs, PNGs, I believe even WebPs, and more. So that's how easy it is to customize your Stream Deck keys with custom icons.
W. Let's go. And then Paul, I saw a message from Paul in chat here. Says, I use Canva to create custom icons and it's great.
Yep. Yeah, there's many different, there's free tools that you can use like Canva, MS Paint if you spend a little bit of time. There's also, there's many different ways that you can get icons made. You can also, there's people in, they're on our marketplace. You can even custom commission them if you know an artist, or if you look for someone in the community, you could go on somewhere like Etsy or Fiverr. I mean, there's so many different ways that you could do this. Or if you are basic like I am, I just keep it all at the default because I'm constantly changing stuff about my Stream Deck. And so if I were to keep up, I would be constantly making new icons. It would be never ending.
I like to make it look pretty though. Make it all pink and gorgeous pastel colors, you know? So we're the opposites. We're the opposites. He just lets it be default. And then for me, I'm just like, I like to decorate. I like to customize. Let me go look at Marketplace. Which icon packs I like? I really like Burrito's free pastel one. Like that one's chef kiss. Like, oh my gosh, good job, Burrito. And there's also Zenith SSBM. And like oh my gosh, his pastel colors gorgeous. I use one of these like little cloud ones too. There's like 3 variations of them, and
then later we're also going to have Icon City on, and they're going to talk all about profiles and also icons that they make. So that'll be pretty cool having a maker on here, as well as Stephanie from our maker relations team.
Agreed.
Do we have any more questions? Otherwise, I do also want to show another really cool feature, which is the sharing of actions. So did you guys know that if you get your Stream Deck, or let's say you have a friend that already has one, they can send you an individual action, like just one. So if they build a really cool one, and you're like, hey, can you send that to me? They can do that. I'm not talking about the icon. I'm talking about the actual action, and you can then bring that into your Stream Deck. So let's say, let's see here. Let's say we have I'll create a new multi-action here to kind of prep this. We'll call this like starting stream. Let's see, starting stream. Actually, let's do something like this, and then we'll center it. Boom, beautiful, right? And we'll add a Let's say we add a open application. We'll do OBS, and we'll add another open application. In this case, we'll do Spotify and play some royalty-free music. Basically, this would be like an open, like a starting stream multi-action. Maybe you also have the Twitch chat message here, and this says like going live soon. All of this is one multi-action. So let's say I wanted to share this with someone because I think my multi-action is awesome and it's going to get them up and running quickly. You can simply export and or drag and drop these out and share these over something like Discord. So how does this work? Well, once you have your action configured, you can right click on it and choose export action. You can then give it a name here or leave the default. And I'll go to the documents folder and simply save it there. And that is now a single action. Now I could go into a place like Discord here, and we're in a server here that or maybe I'm in a DM with a friend. I'll go ahead, find the action here, so multi-action starting stream. I can simply drag that into Discord and hit send. And you can see it's a file that they can download. And once they have that file downloaded, so I'll go ahead and download that. They can go ahead and then also just bring that into Stream Deck. So they can literally just drag and drop it onto a key, check it out, double click it, and it's got everything set up in there. So that's how you can share actions with your friends or with your community in Stream Deck. It's super quick, super easy.
Awesome. W. Next question we have is from Paybot, who's saying, "Can you show how I would use Stream Deck pedal for push to talk in all my games?"
In all of your games.
So probably all it varies, right? Because there are some games that won't allow that. So depending on the game you're playing, you may not be able to use push to talk with Stream Deck pedal because that game specifically doesn't allow that. I think Phil can go into more details on the technical side
The
of those
simplest
reasons.
way, the simplest way to do that would be through. So most games don't have Stream Deck integration. We would love to see more. If you're a game developer, please get in touch. The simplest way to do this is via the hotkey action that you have with Stream Deck. So Stream Deck can control generic generic programs through just basic hotkeys. So the way you would set this up is, and this works the same with Stream Deck Pedal, you would simply, what I'm doing here, you would just configure on your pedal. Find the system category here, and then look for hotkey, and then you can drag that hotkey onto a key, and then you can also click at the bottom here on hotkey and choose, let's say, Control Alt, I don't know, what is it, V, and there you go. Now your hotkey is set. When you press this key, that hotkey will happen. You can also choose from preset actions here if you want to, and it even supports other things like F keys that are like F13 through F24 or something like that. So that's the easiest way that you can control games with Stream Deck that don't have native integration, is just via setting hotkey actions. And
Awesome.
it looks like we have a raid
From
coming in.
Corsair. Hello, Corsair. We hope you guys had a great stream. I know Chris was just on there, our amazing tech director. He was just on that stream. Nah, he just came back too, but happy Prime Day. So everyone, Corsair also has Prime Day going on too, so make sure to check out their web store as well, Corsair.com. Go check out all the deals. They have keyboards, mice, you name it. So check them out. Hello, hello.
Chris, what were you talking about over on their Prime Day stream? Chris was talking about Stream Deck, Facecam 4K, and Prompter. So yeah, if you are... Very cool. So yeah, if you're just coming over from the Corsair stream, welcome, welcome. Also, if you want to learn all about Galleon, and basically that's the keyboard that has a Stream Deck built in, check out the Corsair stream on Friday. I'm gonna be there. Where there's also going to be some special guests, and we're going to talk all about Galleon, using Galleon for games, using the Stream Deck on Galleon for gaming and gaming adjacent actions. It's going to be really cool. I think we're even going to have Julian on from Elgato Julian, if you've been here before on a stream. So definitely make sure to stop by there on Friday.
That's so exciting. Is
It
Gummy on
is,
sale
yeah.
over on Coursera?
I actually don't know if it's on sale or not. But yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
Coursera will be in chat. We'll be able to tell. But awesome. So, with that being said, for those guys who are just tuning in, we are also hosting a giveaway sometime throughout stream. So, stay tuned because one, you get to learn all about Stream Deck, right? We get to showcase you guys how you guys can best use it. It's not just for streaming, it's for work from home, productivity, art. A lot of people use it for like Premiere Pro. They use it for coding as well too. So, there's a lot of variety. Use case scenarios for Stream Deck because there's so many different plugins. We just showed like a weather plugin. So like on your Stream Deck, it'll show you the weather of each day. So once it's tomorrow, boom, you have the weather for tomorrow. You don't have to open up an app or anything like that. You just see it directly on your Stream Deck if you're already on your PC. And then we also did like the clocks. So there's a clock that shows the time zone of how you set it. So you can set it to show your friend's time zone who's in Germany or who's in Hawaii, who's in Japan, you name it, right? So there's a bunch that you can do with Stream Deck that's not just related to streaming. And we're also gonna be giving away a Stream Deck, which is gonna be specifically a Stream Deck Mark II, which is this one right here, later sometime during the stream, so stick around. And if you guys didn't know, you guys can also get, join in and get the exclusive badge that we have running over on Elgato. So to get this badge, all you have to do is watch the stream for 3 hours. And this doesn't have to be all in today. We have live streams throughout this entire week up until the end of Friday. And you just watch the stream for, a total of 3 hours, you get the badge for free. Or you can sub, then you also get the badge for free. That's like the fast way, but we don't recommend it, because we don't get the sub money. So
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're gonna see, when we mention it, there will be subs, but we do recommend just watching.
Yeah, save your money for Prime Day deals. Save your money for Prime Day deals. Do not sub. Save that money for Prime Day deals. All right, chat. That is the fastest way. If you are not available to watch the stream, then secure it that way. But we do recommend the 3-hour watch time. That is free, and then you can save your money from Prime Day deals. So yeah.
Has anyone purchased a Stream Deck so far today while watching? If so,
I think I did.
I want to see like a hands up. Say
show of hands. Who bought
show
a
of
Stream
hands.
Deck?
Who bought a Stream Deck? Chris here behind the scenes says he bought one. I don't know if I believe him. Let's see. George says yee. Awesome. Okay. Very cool. Oh, okay. Jorge or George Bracera, I can't pronounce that. You want the XL Plus. The Stream Deck Plus XL is not on sale. That product is very new. So it's just not on sale yet. You'll have to wait a little bit more for that one.
And then PayPal says that they got Stream Deck Pedal and it arrived today and they're excited to use it tonight after work.
That was quick. Awesome.
So that's awesome. And then Egbert also says raising their hand. Let's see. T-Max says not buy one because I'm winning the giveaway. So you know what that means. If you don't win the giveaway, that means you gotta buy one.
That's contractual now. Yep.
Ooh, Machine says considering the Stream Deck Pedal all loaded up on the other decks. Yo, that's awesome. Okay, you gotta get Stream Deck Pedal, all right? If you're able to, get it now. I love my Stream Deck Pedal so much. It is so useful, especially if you game with your friends, right? So if you're gaming with your friends, imagine this, right? You're on a Discord call. You're on a Discord call and you're like, maybe I like to be on push to talk, right? Or you like to just mute yourself, right? Then instead, if you're gaming, instead of like using your hands because your hands are busy gaming, you can use your feet to like push to talk each time, right? And that way, like maybe your background's loud. Say that, right? For a reason, you have a very loud background. There's like you're having a party or you have kids. If you don't, then sorry. But you just have like dogs barking, right? And you don't want that to go through. Then boom, you have a Stream Pedal, push to talk, easy, right?
Yep.
Fixed, right? Or if you're a streamer, then if you're collabing with a friend or something like that and you don't want to talk over them, you can just push to talk, push to talk.
Push to mute.
Or
you
push
can also
to mute.
push to mute.
Yes.
There's another option there.
I like push to mute actually. So I do like using push to mute. So.
And for those of you who have a Stream Deck or who are just receiving it, what are you going to be using it for? Is it gaming? Is it live streaming? Are you doing art? Are you doing like educational content, video editing, graphic design? I would love to know. And also it's inspiration for everyone else in chat. How are you using Stream Deck? I can tell you my own setup. I don't have a picture of it here that I could show, but it's very utilitarian. So it's just muting and unmuting. It's adjusting audio. It's opening websites. It's bringing up folders. It's a lot of work-related stuff. And there's also some soundboard and some fun voice effect trolling for when I play games with friends.
Yes. That's great. And the machine's also asking, how long is the cord on Stream Deck pedal? 10 feet.
It really 10 feet? Wow.
It is
Okay.
10 feet.
It's 10 feet.
It's
Yeah.
10 feet.
Yeah.
It is. It do be long. It
It's
do be long.
long enough to where, yeah, you could have a PC, maybe sitting on a desk, or you have a laptop, and then it still reaches all the way down. Uh, yeah.
Yep.
Let's see.
Let's see. Amora says, I use mine mainly to mute streams when I have to pop into a meeting. That's another great use
Yeah.
case, right? So there's a lot you can do with Stream Deck pedal that for like, if you're busy, like, or like you're gaming, right? Then might as well use your feet with Stream Deck pedal. Easy way, don't have to interrupt your gaming moment or your flow state, right? As you're super focused in, right? You don't have to go like, oh gosh, I have to like move and like do something to like activate this action or something like that, right? Stream Deck
I
pedal.
would actually like to. We've talked a lot about pedal, but one of the devices I really want to highlight is the Stream Deck Mark II here. We have it on sale in both black and white, and this is kind of your all-rounder workhorse. If you are just getting into Stream Deck, if you are maybe you already have some ideas for how you might utilize a Stream Deck, or maybe you've been using Stream Deck Mobile with those 6 keys, and you're like, okay, I could see how I could use maybe 10 keys or even more. Stream Deck Mark II here is going to be really great. Let's take a look at the hardware, and then I also want to show you how you might utilize just those 15 keys. The hardware here, what you get is, of course, your Stream Deck Mark II. It looks like this, and you get this stand here, which angles it at about 45 degrees. You also get a USB cable, of course. That USB cable is a little bit special because you'll see here, it actually, the way that it attaches is via this angled connector here, and the cable looks a little bit like this. The reason we did that is so that way you can have your device laying flat on your table if you want to, if you're not using the mount, or if you are using the mount, the cable then actually runs out the back through this little slot here. So it is really convenient. And there's also kind of the size for scale, right? You can see my hand here. I don't know if is this like an average size hand? Maybe, maybe not. But basically, you can see there the kind of what the size is. Or let's take like a mouse, for example, right? Here you have a mouse, and this is the Stream Deck Mark II here, so you can get an idea for the size. It's actually quite compact. And of course, you get those 15 LCD keys. So if we come over to our demo over here, we do have, of course, I have the Stream Deck Mark II loaded up here. We've got a couple things put on here, and it's quite easy to actually fill out those 15 keys. In this case here, we've got a couple OBS scenes. We've got a multi-action here that starts our live stream. Maybe we have an open, this opens like twitch.tv / what is it, dashboard, right? This will bring you to your dashboard. Maybe you have, as part of the Spotify plugin, you have some playback controls like play, pause. Let's do play, pause, and maybe next as well, right? Next. There we go. I'll also open Spotify. So you can see the keys start filling up there. Maybe we also want to add in, what else do we have? Just some volume control there, right? Or actually, let's do some lights. So let's say for our streaming setup, we have one light, and maybe we have a second light. We can do individual lighting control there, just turning these on and off. This is a Key Light Neo here that I've got set up. And maybe also that push to, let's do maybe, or actually let's do, where is it? Mute, and we'll do deafen, right? So this is a Stream Deck Mark II with 15 keys where every key is already full. So what are the other ways that you can expand beyond just those 15 keys? Well, the first one is going to be with folders, and we showed them a little bit earlier, but just to kind of bring that up again, this right here is a sound effects folder that I can go into, and this has the Discord sound effects set up in it. So you'll see that once you're inside a folder, there's a return button or a return key, but then you have access to a whole nother 14 different actions that you can set up. And each key on Stream Deck can become a folder. So here we have our time zones folder, we have our sound effects folder. We could even do, our lighting control folder if we want to move, these lights. We could do lighting, and then move that into a folder as well, and that gives us maybe one more spot there. So creating folders is quite simple. You can just right-click on any key, create a folder. or you can also drag a folder action from the right-hand side. But yeah, right-clicking on a key is going to be the easiest one. You can also take existing keys, move them into a folder by simply right-clicking, move to folder. And if you have existing keys that you want to put into a folder, you can just drag and drop it, hold it there, and there you go. Now it's inside of that folder. There's another way that you can add even more keys to your device, and that's by utilizing pages. So you can see here at the bottom, there's these numbers, and these are pages, and you can literally think of them like a flip book, like you're kind of flipping pages. So here we have page 1, which is going to be some of our default actions. Then we have page 2, which talks to you a little bit more about adding actions. Page 3 is what I've been showing you, and we could even add another page, page 4. Each page will take up one key just so that you can navigate. And then if you have multiple, in this case here, you'll see there's page, backwards and forwards. And just by tapping on these keys, I am switching between those pages. So you can see now that even though it's only a 15 key Stream Deck Mark II, you've suddenly gone from 15 keys to, well, you have 15 here, plus you have another 14 here. You have another 14 keys here, right? So you can think of this as almost virtually unlimited keys. It all just comes down to the organization and customization that you've done. One more cool pro tip about the folders: you can make folders within folders. It's just like the file system on your computer. So if you want to even go crazier on the organization, you can create a folder inside of a folder, and then you can create another folder in there. You can create a folder within that folder. You see where I'm going with this, right? So now you have, again, virtually unlimited keys on a 15-key Stream Deck Mark II. So it's a great option to get you going. If you're just looking at Stream Deck for the first time and you already have some idea of how you're going to use it, maybe you already have a smaller Stream Deck and you want to upgrade, or if you also are looking to just do a bunch of different things, optimizing your workflow, live streaming, whatever it might be, Stream Deck can do that for you.
Awesome. I do actually want to make a quick correction actually for Stream Deck pedal. So it's actually 200 and
Wow.
that's crazy.
Do we have a sound effect for that too?
Oh, this
Oh,
is
wow.
oh my
Okay.
gosh, that's awesome. Okay, so I do want to make a correction. Stream Deck pedal, the cable that comes with Stream Deck pedal, I just wanted to go double check. It's actually 250 centimeters, which is approximately like 8.2 feet long. So not 10 feet. It's like 8.2 feet.
Metric and what's the other one? Like, yeah, woozies a wazies, so whatever.
250 centimeters and 98.4 inches. So I just want to make sure, close enough. Yeah, machine is like close enough, right? But I want to make sure you guys get the correct one because, just in case for a reason you're like a small tidge off and you're like, man, if this was actually 10 feet, this would actually fit, right? So make sure there's a clarification there. But I do. Oh, sorry. Were you saying something, Phil?
Well, I was just gonna say Google's also your friend. Just Google it. If you're wondering how long a cable is, if you Google it, you will find the answer. That's for sure.
No, well, there's that, but we did also, officially,
That's
we did
true,
mention that, so I want to correct that, because, yeah,
we were close enough.
We were close enough.
Question for chat: for those of you that have a Stream Deck, how many actions do you have on your device? And I don't just mean like the actions on your top level, but in general, like if you kind of give me a rough estimate, how many actions do you have on your device in total? So if you have a Stream Deck Mark II with 15 keys, you have a couple folders, you maybe have a couple profiles. Are you talking 50 actions, 100 actions, that sort of thing?
Oh, and then Paul says you can get the pedal to go even further with USB extension cable.
Matcha or Chata, 5 pages, like 60 actions. Paybot says probably 25 with the 15 key Stream Deck. Burrito Art says around 100 for sure. Oh, more than 100 for sure. Stream Deck Mini with over 21 actions. That's awesome. See, even the 6-key Stream Deck Mini benefits from things like pages, profiles, and folders. So 6 keys, but you can take it way beyond that. How many actions? Yes. That's the energy we're looking for. Gooberosity, maybe 25 or so. I also use profiles that switch by app, so hard to remember. Okay, yeah. Why ain't nobody got time to count these? Hey, Tony, I'm just saying, give me like a rough estimate. Just give me like a rough estimate. I don't know why I want to go all New Jersey. Hey, Tony, just give me a rough estimate. I'm not asking for odd numbers here. No, I'm not asking you to count all the the gravel on the road. Just give me the estimate. I don't know.
We have a
Uh,
question from Next who's saying, how good is Stream Deck Plus for long term? Like, let's say 3 to 4 years without problems, or I need to buy a warranty.
so I can very confidently say that every single Stream Deck is built to an extremely high quality. We've had Stream Deck, the original Stream Deck OG launched in 2017, and most, like everyone that I know that has that device is still using it today without any issues. All the keys, everything still works. It's great. We also have a world-class support team, so if anything ever happens, you can reach out to them directly. And also, yes, we have our official, like, 1 year, 2 year warranty period, all of that stuff, but our team is also very responsive and receptive to, let's say something happened, or there was just a unfortunate mistake. Whatever it might be, we're quite lenient there. So definitely just reach out to them. But one of the reasons, it's actually interesting, we learned, and this was a number of years ago, that Stream Deck is used quite often in like call centers and 911 operations rooms. And the reason for that is because it's so reliable, because the keys don't ever break. And so these, for a business like that, it's quite important because they can't have their devices breaking on them, and they don't want that cost of having to replace devices. So they love using Stream Deck because of the reliability of it. So I'm very confident that you're going to have your Stream Deck Plus for many years without any issues.
I'm laughing at Chris's interaction with Bruno. Oh my god. Okay, so I also want to mention, Machine says, clock added. Thanks for the tip. And also, thank you for posting on Twitter. I did see that post go out, by the way. I saw you made a post that, they just added a new action and plugin to their Stream Deck. And they posted on Twitter, which is awesome. We love to see it. Like, if
Yep.
you guys love or you guys learn something new from my streams, post about it. We love seeing that. We love seeing that. So thank you, Machine. Shout out to you. We see you. We see you.
Same for your purchase. If you are purchasing a Stream Deck today during Prime Day, and you get it, drop us a picture, show us your setup on Discord. It could be Reddit, X, or even just tag us in an Instagram story. Maybe you'll even get a repost, something like that. I don't know. I'm not in the social team. I don't know how all that stuff works, but I'm just gonna say it here. Yeah, definitely just let us know. We love to see it. And we also love to share for the rest of the community inspiration. So if you have it set up in a really cool way, we would love to feature that.
Hmm. And then, oh, I saw a really cool message too, actually, from, let me bring this up because I was like going through. This is from, where is it? Where are you? Oh, here we go. Tesman Gaming says, we use the Stream Deck and broadcast TV for the studios.
Awesome. Yep. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
we have our
awesome.
larger Stream Deck studio that's a little bit more purpose built for that, but Stream Deck XL is very popular among broadcast and in general just event production.
And then Okatek says, my Mark 1, my Stream Deck Mark 1 still works and bought it in 2018.
Yep, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't.
Yeah, and then B says, yep, still got the OG, still kicking. That's awesome. We love to hear that. And then we have GW says, I have a dozen Stream Decks across 2 PCs and use them constantly, hundreds of actions. And yes, we are doing a giveaway. So in case you guys didn't know, we are doing a Stream Deck giveaway. It's Stream Deck Mark II specifically. So it's going to be one of these bad boys. These ones right here. And you just have to stay tuned for the keyword. It'll be sometime throughout the stream. And once we're ready to start the giveaway command will be updated. Once again, for those on YouTube, this giveaway is for Twitch only, so you will need to move over to Twitch when the giveaway is happening. It is only for, you must be following. Make sure to follow the Twitch channel. You must be 18 plus. You must be present when the winner is drawn. Otherwise, we will have to reroll for a new winner. You will have 60 seconds to type anything in chat once you win, and it is only for those in US, Canada, UK, and EU regions, residents only. So make sure.
Clover says my husband uses my MK1 that I've had for 8 years.
Oh
That's
my
actually, I
god.
mean, we just had, yeah, that's a Stream Deck is also a great present, especially something like the Stream Deck Neo here for what is it, $66 right now with its 8 keys. If you have someone in your life that that is maybe like a gadget head, they just like gadgets, or someone who's a little bit more techie, or if they're like workflow, they're all about how do I do more with my time? How do I have to click less? How do I automate more? Stream Deck is a really fun gift idea for them, either for a birthday or obviously we've got the holidays coming up in a couple months. But this is a really fun way because you kind of leave it up to them, right? It's like an easy gift. It's like, hey, you didn't even have to think much. You just get it for them. They do the rest of the setup. They do all the hard work themselves.
All right. Awesome. And I want to quickly go over through some questions real quick and some
Hmm.
comments, and then let's go and start showcasing a few more because we have our segments coming up soon and it's getting kind of
Yep.
close, right? There's so much to talk about that we still haven't even touched anything yet. So, all right. So let's go ahead and move over here. Let me see. So this is going to be a comment from Jenny saying it's Stream Deck is so useful for many things, even if you're a streamer. Correct. So I mentioned this throughout the entire stream many times. Like our Stream Deck, you use it for productivity, coding, work from home, content creation, editing, art. Like there's so much you can use. So much you can use. And then this is a question from Next asking, will you guys also be talking about the cameras tomorrow, looking by Facecam 4K as well as Stream Deck Plus? So
We
the answer
will.
is yes, we will be. We go ahead and bring up the schedule really quickly here, just so we can go over it with everyone in chat. So today is all about Stream Deck. We're going to be doing a big focus on Stream Deck. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking everything about our video, which is going to include our webcams, our lighting, our prompter. And then Friday, it's going to be a recap stream. So it's going to be a question. If you have any last questions that you want to know about our Prime Day deals, come over to that stream to learn more about everything you need to know. But yeah, and then we also have like streams from regions too. And once again, just a little reminder too, you watch the stream for 3 hours, you will get a exclusive badge that you can only get during Prime Day of this year. Because we're gonna try to do like, a little badge for each of these type of live streams, right? So you can collect them all, right? You gotta
Yep.
collect them
Like
all,
like a Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. And then next up is going to be a small question from Mickey. I was just ordering Stream Deck Plus. Do I have to fill in a coupon code or is it automatically included? So if you're ordering from Amazon, it should be automatically included. There's no coupon code needed. The only time you do need to add in a coupon code is if you're on Marketplace. Sorry, not Marketplace. If you're on a web store and you want to get 20% off on Marketplace items, then you will need to add in the coupon code Prime Day to get 20% off select Marketplace items. All right. With that being said, Phil, I would love for you to show really quickly because a lot of people tend to not realize that you can actually easily launch browsers or games, using the launcher, right?
Hmm.
So just like dragging in and dropping websites, files, and like an action, right? Just like an open action, basically. Just a little quick demo for people because I feel like even though it's very simple and we all know this, like all the regular Stream Deck users, it feels like a lot of new people who don't know what streaming is realize that you can actually do this and it's something very convenient to have.
There's so many like little things that you can do to make it easier to set up. So let's check this out here. Um, let's say, actually, for this, I'll show desktop icons because we kind of need this. They're going to be quite big just because our scaling here is large. Let me also we'll clean this up a little bit. We'll delete this guy. I don't think we need this either. Okay, cool. So we've got a couple applications here, and let's say I want to launch one. Well, with Stream Deck, that's incredibly easy to do. You can literally just drag the application onto a key, and there you go. That's it. Now you're launching DaVinci Resolve. If I were to, and you can delete the title here, it also automatically brings that in, but that's it. Now it'll launch DaVinci Resolve, or it could be any other application that you want. Just drag it onto the key, except if it's a UWP app, in which case those wouldn't do it. But if it's a regular exe, there you go. It will work via that drag and drop. There's a second way to do this, though, if the app isn't drag and drop compatible, and that's via the open action. So that has also been improved recently. I'll go ahead and delete this. You simply take the open application action, drag it from the right-hand side onto a key, and then look for something like you can type in here, type the app, and you don't even need to go find it. You can just type it, and then there you go. Now it will open the application. You can go ahead and tap on this. And there we go. In this case, it opened Elgato Studio. And there's a little sneak preview of what we're going to be talking about tomorrow.
Awesome. Sweet. And then we have actually a few comments. This is from Big Bot saying, "Oh shoot, I didn't know that. I'm on it now. Thanks." Jenny says, "Easy peasy." Machi says, "Damn, that's cool. Didn't know you could do that. Gonna set that up when I get home." And then let's see. We have Tesman who says, "I wish I had the prompter or a capture card. Just ordered
Oh my
Stream
gosh,
Deck
this is a
pedal."
long comment. Does anyone else do this with like voices, like Twitch chat? I'm trying to imagine what you all sound like when you're saying this. Like, and for me, it turns out it's like, oh my god, I didn't even know I could do that. You know,
What?
like in like a like kind of an anime.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I get this like head cinema thing where someone's like, "That's so cool,"
Ooh, this is actually a good
or
one
like the
here.
GameStop, like, "Oh my god, that's so cool! I didn't know I could do that." What?
How you say it?
Nani?
Oh my gosh. All right, so this is actually a good question from Nemesis, who says, "Show us the power of multi-action switch action."
Multi-action switch action. Oh, I've got to think of a good example for that one. Uh, let's see. Now I'm actually blanking now that you've asked me. So multi-action switch. Um, I mean, the thing is with a multi-action switch, it could even just be a singular action. What multi-action switch is? It is a, if we go under multi-action here, um, you basically have two actions and they'll fire when you tap on the key. So if you tap on the key the first time, it'll fire the actions that are in multi-action like one here, or state one. And if you tap it again, it'll then fire the actions in state two. So a very basic example of what this would look like is I'll take the website action here, I'll do Elgato.com. And then on the first one here, I'll do something like, let's do Amazon.com. Right. So the first time I press on this, it's going to it's going to open Amazon.com. Now the second time I press it, it's going to open Elgato.com. Right. And now if I press it again, it's going to open Amazon because it flip flops between this. So what you can do with this is you can essentially create things where if you need to do one action and then flip to another action. There's some actions where you don't have essentially states or like on off. With this multi-action switch, you can do that. A basic example could be that you have a starting stream and ending stream. That could all be one key here, right? Because you could have your starting stream, it opens OBS, launches Spotify, plays your royalty-free intro music, turns on your lights, and then the second state is it closes OBS, it closes Spotify, it turns off your lights, that sort of thing. So that's a way that you can use multi-action switch. If there's someone in chat that has a cool idea of how to use this or a way that you do use it, please do let me know.
Awesome. I see T Smooth says, "I set all my applications up on the screens I want, then add in the multi-action, so it's just one button, all my stuff is ready to stream every single day." And then Shiva says, "I have multi-action for OBS and a timer so I know duration of my recording." Wait, that's actually smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Let's see. And then Jenny says, "Oh my god, multi-action is fantastic." Yes, agreed. See, Armor says, "I actually sound exactly how two of you sound if you were to be combined into one voice."
I actually sound like exactly how the two. So what you're saying, you combine Jasmine and my voice and you get what you sound like?
I guess so.
That's interesting.
Jenny says you could turn on and off for a filter on OBS Studio is another example too. And then Ark says, "I actually use this for starting and ending stream."
There
Let's
you go.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, and then T-Max says, "I use multi-action switch to open YouTube Studio, Twitch, TikTok, OBS, Discord, Keylights, change my profile on my GoXLR, open Social Ninja, and it seems like probably even more."
Dang. Okay.
That's a lot. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so there's some really powerful functionality that you can do there with multi-actions or with the multi-action switch where it, flips between the two states.
Ooh, wait, Dole just said, "I just purchased my Stream Deck, but I'm clueless, so I will be playing around with it." Well, you're here for the perfect stream then, because
actually, question then for Dollar Bill, nice name. What is one thing that you would want to do? Maybe we can just show it here on stream quickly. Like if you're like, okay, I want to, yeah. Is there one thing where you're like, can I do this with it? Ask, and maybe we can show that off live here.
Ooh, we also have a great question while we wait for the answer here. Is Nemesis says, "Oh yeah, Keylogic is very powerful as well, especially for Stream Deck Mini." Yes, wait, speaking of which, maybe Phil, if you want to quickly show this while we wait. So showing the advanced Stream Deck features such as Keylogic, pin actions, and folder auto exit.
Yes. Let's see here. We'll try to. I'm trying to think about what's the best way to. Also, make sure that if Dollar Bill answers, that we save that so we can come back to it. But let's see here. We have. So what was it? Key Logic. And all right, let's see if I can do this in like 90 seconds. Um, so with Stream Deck, there's 3 more advanced functionalities that you can do. The first one is folder auto exit. The second one is key logic, and the third one is I've already forgotten. What is the third one? Pinned actions. Okay, let's redo that. All right, there's 3 advanced actions you can do within Stream Deck, or 3 advanced functionalities. There's pinned actions, folder auto exit, and key logic. Folder auto exit is really useful if you have sound effects that you want to play. What this does is when you go into a folder and you tap a key, it then goes out of the folder without you needing to press return. Activating this is quite simple. Go into a folder, turn on auto exit, choose how long, and now when you're in the folder and you tap on an action, it will simply go back on its own. I'll go into the folder, tap air horn, and after 1 second, it jumps out on its own again. If you want to jump out immediately, you can actually set this down to 0 seconds. So tapping on the air horn, it immediately goes back to the top level. The second is going to be pinned actions. So if there's an action that you want to see across every folder and across every page on your device, you can simply pin it. So take any action that you have. In this case, we'll do Discord mute, simply pin it. And now if you navigate to any other page, or even inside of a folder, that action will always be there. It's grayed out on the software, but on the device, it's highlighted. This is just to let you know that the action has been pinned. So that is the pinned actions. And you can also pin folders as well. Virtually anything can be pinned there. So if I navigate to a different folder or to a different page, it's always going to be there. The final advanced feature is going to be the key logic. So with key logic, we'll set that up here. This lets you create different, or basically different interactions where each one triggers a different action. So for example, we have single press, double press, press, and hold. A basic example of this could be that you want to open an application with a single press, and you might want to quit it if you do a press and hold. So you can simply drag 3 different actions, and the way that you interact with the key will determine what happens. In this case, I don't know, I'll just show off single press. This opens Elgato.com. Double press, we'll do Amazon. And then press and hold, we'll do twitch.tv. So now on this single key, if I single press, it's going to open Elgato.com. If I do double press, it's Amazon. And then if I press and hold, it opens Twitch there. So that's key logic, pinned actions, and folder auto exit.
Awesome. All right. So let's see. We do have a question from Next here, who I didn't see a response or like an update. Oh wait, Doll. Let's see. Doll says that I think that's like the Legend of Zelda game, right? What's GOTW?
I do, yeah, with Madden, if I could get
Oh,
multifunction to do live turnover, touchdown, big play mode. If that's on PC, then yes, through hotkeys. So if the game has, if there's in-game, basically hotkeys or key combinations for those different modes, then you can do that, absolutely, yeah.
awesome. Let's see. Oh, I guess because he probably you said that you'll show him like how to quickly do it, right?
Well, I just don't know what the hotkeys are,
Oh,
or we
but
don't have
maybe
the
just
game, but
pretend it is, right? And then just drag it into the
sure,
hotkeys without delays.
we'll go to a more empty page here. And so let's say you want to set up a hotkey. Again, I don't know what they are in game, but you can take a hotkey action from the right side here, drag it onto any of your keys, and then at the bottom here, you'll see it says hotkey. Click to assign. Press on this with your mouse, and then now you just enter whatever the hotkey is. So I don't know. We'll do like Shift H. There you go. Now, every time you press on this key, it's going to trigger that Shift H hotkey. You could also go in then and, of course, customize the icon as well so that it's easy to remember. You can find your own. Maybe there's an icon online that you can pull down, or you can do this via the icon library and icons that are on Elgato Marketplace.
Awesome. All right. So with that being said, we are almost coming up to our next event soon, but we didn't really talk much about Stream Deck Plus. So I think it'd be a good time now to maybe showcase them, like touch strip really quickly, and also dials, dial stack, action trigger, and also action wheel, just so you guys can actually see Stream
So
Deck
you know how
Plus
there's like
here.
Disney Plus, HBO Plus? This is Stream Deck Plus.
Oh my
No.
god.
Yeah, Stream Deck Plus is well, let's see here. Well, first of all, it's available in both black and white right now during the sale. What Stream Deck Plus adds, and that's where the plus comes from, is going to be those 4 dials here. Uh, so these 4 dials are really great for any actions that you might do that are just better suited to a dial, like volume control. You can, of course, tap on a Stream Deck key, multiple times to adjust volume, but really, if you can just rotate the dial here, that's going to be a much nicer interaction, and it's a much more fine grain. You get much more fine grain control there. It's also tactile. It might be. I don't know if I like hold it close to the mic if you can hear that, if that's coming through or not, but you get this, there's actually basically like tactile feedback there. So each little tick could be, for example, 1 decibel change for audio or something like that. So this is the Stream Deck Plus here. And not all plugins support the dials, but we have built-in features here, so that way you can use the dials no matter the plugin or the action that you are using. So let me go ahead and plug this in, and you'll see what this looks like.
Awesome. And while he's doing that, let's he's smooth. I just saw your comment. Um Catching up here. Spot says those dials would be great to dim some light in the house.
Exactly. That's another great, yep, the ability to dim. Basically anything where, again, you would imagine that you have to tap on it multiple times. That's just, not a great interaction there. Uh, so camera zooming, light control, audio control, or if you're also working in creative apps like DaVinci Resolve or Photoshop, you can expand your brush size, reduce it, that sort of thing. All of that via dial is really, really nice. Um, so coming over to the software side here, this is what it'll look like when you plug in your Stream Deck Plus for the first time here. You'll see this default profile. Again, we have a bunch of different pre-configured actions here to kind of get you up and running quickly so you know what you can do with it. Of course, what's new here are the dials, and you'll see at the top here, there's now a dial category added to the actions. And what this does is it'll show you all the plugins that have dial actions. So for example, we'll take Spotify here. I'll just drag this onto one of the dials, and you can see there it already is showing up the song, and it's showing the playtime beautifully right on the device's touch strip there. Lighting control was mentioned. So if you have, for example, Philips Hue here, you can also adjust the brightness just by dragging that onto one of the dials. You'll need, of course, the bridge to set it up, but then you can control it like that. There's also volume control. So for example, Discord, if you do want to control the volume of yourself or someone else, you can drag this on there. You can choose a specific user, and then when you're inside of a channel, you will then be able to control their volume. It's also great, like I said, for Photoshop. So here you have things like brush control, layer opacity, adjusting the different parameters like hue and saturation. This makes it really, really nice. I'll just drag brush control over there. I don't have Photoshop running right now, but here you would be able to select some of the parameters of the action. So that's what dials can do for you. Let's say a plugin does not have any dial controls or actions. Well, we actually built in a feature which we call Action Trigger into Stream Deck. And what you can do is you can take the normal key actions and assign them to clockwise rotation, counterclockwise rotation, and dial press. So, for example, if you wanted to trigger a hotkey in an application many times, then you can drag that onto the clockwise rotation, assign your hotkey. Maybe it's I don't know. We'll just use like Control N here, and now Control N, or sorry, Shift N is going to be triggered every time I rotate that dial. And I could do the same for, counterclockwise rotation. Let me copy that and paste it in there. So I could do a different hotkey, and then I could do another one for dial press. So this means that no matter what plugin you have installed, it is going to be compatible with the Stream Deck Plus dials. And yeah, Stream Deck Plus is on sale for what is it right now? Let's double check this really quick. On Elgato.com, 25% off, which means you are getting. It's a little bit different on Amazon here. It's 21%, but you're getting it for $142, which is down from $180. So you're saving about $40 there, which is awesome on the Stream Deck Plus here. Of course, Stream Deck Plus takes advantage of all the other features that we showed earlier. So action sharing, folders, the multi-actions, profiles, and pages. Now, pages, though, they work slightly differently, and let me show you what I mean by that. So if you remember, on the Stream Deck Mark II, to change pages, we actually had to set up next page and previous page actions, right? And that took up 2 keys. Well, with Stream Deck Plus, you have a touch strip there that you can swipe to change pages for you. So you can actually go ahead and set up some other actions here if you want to. For example, we'll do a website open, or we'll do a text paste action, and you have the second page. How do you get there? You simply swipe on the touch display. And let's see if we can get a better angle of that. You can simply swipe on the touch display like that. And you can see there
And once again, you can have up to
what that
10
looks like.
pages too. So that's a ton of pages you can have to swipe between.
Exactly. So that's how you switch pages on Stream Deck Plus. You don't need to use up a key. You simply swipe on the touch display.
Awesome. And I just want to answer a quick question here by T Smooth asking, does Stream Deck connect to Philips Hue? Yes, I believe there's also a Philips Hue plugin as well.
Yep.
It's on Marketplace. So definitely check it out. Like, I recommend, if you guys haven't already, to go through Marketplace, look through all the plugins. Also, there's like icons and like a bunch of options in there to like just look through them. There's a lot of free options, there's paid options, like there's always new stuff coming in. And speaking of which, we're gonna have Stephanie and James, aka Icon City, on as a guest very, very shortly in like 2 minutes. So
2
before
minutes exactly?
2 minutes exactly. So before,
Okay.
or I guess not 2 minutes exactly, but we're gonna switch over to create a video. But before that, is there anything else you want to mention about our Stream Deck family over here that's all on sale
No, I mean
for
all
Prime
of
Day?
all of these devices are on sale. There's no better time than right now to jump on into Stream Deck. You have many different options here. I mentioned earlier in the stream, if you're new here, you might have missed it, but I mentioned earlier, with Stream Deck, the choice is really just the physical device and how you are going to use it and what you think will be the best for you. The software is the same, the plugins, the features, they're all the same across these devices. With some notable exceptions, of course, like the dials, of course, on the Stream Deck Plus. But in general, it's all the same. And so you are really just choosing what do you want to have on your desk, how many keys do you want to have available to you, or dials that you can press or turn at a moment's notice. And then beyond that, you just set up and customize everything in the Stream Deck software, which is growing every single day with new plugins, new icon packs, new profiles, and so much more. So Stream Deck it's all built to grow with you, and the hardware is just where it starts.
Yep. And just one question I want to answer before we move on to our creative video, and this is by Cardboard because this is actually a great question to answer. Is it possible to assign actions to the swipe on touch bar or touch strip, or will it only navigate between pages?
So the swiping is only for page navigation. However, there is also tapping. So for example, if you have your actions set up here on the Stream Deck Plus, you can press on a dial here, but you can also just tap on the individual. It's not configured here, but you can see as I tap on these different sections, it's activating one of the actions there. So yeah, you can just do that. You can tap on each of these different quadrants, and depending on what action you have set up, those will perform a function. In fact, maybe I can just do Control Center quickly here. Let's say, where do we have it? Control Center, we'll do Adjust Brightness here. We'll do Key Light Right. If I tap on it, it actually turns the light off and on. You can see behind me there, right? It's turning on, or actually it's behind Jasmine. So there we go. It's off and now it's on again. So yeah, those actions, basically that tapping is combined with whatever's on the dial. So when you drag a dial action onto a key, the touch strip is going to show you what's happening with that dial action. And then there's going to be some sort of functionality. In most cases, most plugins will have some sort of functionality that you get alongside that dial control.
Yeah, so TLDR, if you answer, it does not only navigate between pages. Yes, you can go ahead and tap with the feature. A really cool scenario here would be like if you, for example, have like a muting an audio, right? So if you're using Wavelink and say that you have that you want to like mute an audio, it will show if it's muted or not on that touch strip, and you can go ahead and tap that to have it like unmute. So it's really easy to see like visually if you're muted or not as well, or like your other sources too, right? So it's really, really nice. Oh, like for example, right here.
Let's see. I can actually just we can do Spotify there, and now if I bring this back over here, I can tap on it.
And that mutes it, right?
Let's see. There we go. And you can see it now has that red border around it, and that mutes it. So, yeah, there you go.
Oh, Guberosity says, I didn't know about the tap action on the screen. Well, we can definitely talk more about that later, for sure. But with that being said, I think that go ahead and wraps it up. Let's go ahead and start our creative video from Blaston, who's going to show you how he uses his Stream Deck for work from home and productivity.
Can I just say, I love Blaston. I just saw him out at Computex. In fact, he recorded a little podcast with Louis on our team, which was super fun. So, very cool guy. Check out his content, and let's see what he's going to talk about.
All right. See you guys soon.
Stream Deck is one of those tools that starts simple, but becomes more useful the more that you build it into your day. At its core is a customizable control pad that lets you trigger apps, shortcuts, and workflow with the press of a button. And for me, that's what makes work from home and productivity faster, because my custom profiles act like the control center for my entire setup. When I sit down at my desk, I don't want to be wasting time opening up the same apps, adjusting the same settings, or digging through different folders before I can actually start working. So I've built my Stream Deck around the actions that I use the most. A lot of my day moves between creative work and business work, so I wanted my Stream Deck to really reflect that. I use it to open my most visited apps, control my audio, and even keep track of different time zones so that I don't miss any important meetings. So taking a look at my main profile, I keep it extremely simple. I have buttons for tools that I use every day, whether I'm writing scripts, checking my calendar, recording content, or just jumping into business meetings. I also use it for audio controls, which is an absolute non-negotiable for me. So being able to quickly mute, adjust volume, or control parts of my audio without clicking around windows just helps keep me focused on my tasks. And that's where Stream Deck really starts to make sense for productivity. When I'm already locked into something, I really don't want to be stopping and just digging through menus or settings. I personally need the actions right there, ready to go. Now, my favorite plugin is Control Center because this allows me to control the lighting in my studio directly from Stream Deck. But where it really becomes powerful is when I pair Control Center with multi-action. With just one press, I can turn all the lights in my studio and get ready to record or set up for meetings. And when I'm done for the day, I have another button that turns off my lights and even helps shut down my computer for the day. Because with everything I have in my workload, I'm really not trying to turn things off one by one. And that's why multi-action is probably my favorite action. It takes something simple and turns it into a full, complete workflow. And instead of thinking about every single step, I can press one button and let Stream Deck handle it. Now, profiles are one of the most powerful ways to stay organized, which I have to say makes them one of my highest rated features. I can build different layouts for different parts of the day. So again, if I'm editing, recording, working, or meetings, Stream Deck can really match those specific workflows instead of forcing everything onto one screen. And that right there is just what makes it personal. The same Stream Deck can be completely different depending on however you need it to be. Now for me, one of the most underrated plugins is clocks. Seeing different time zones at a glance sounds small, but whenever your schedule involves meetings in different places around the world, it really helps you stay on track without constantly checking your phone or just doing the math yourself. So the more that I use Stream Deck, the more I realize it's honestly less about doing something complicated and more about making repetitive things more streamlined. Once those small tasks are on a button, the whole desk starts to feel more organized. So that's what makes Stream Deck so useful for me. Now don't get confused, it's not just a streaming tool. It's a faster, cleaner way to control my setup and keep my workflow and creative process moving forward.
All right. And we're back. Jasmine is also going to be here in just a second. We are going to be joined now by Clover or Stephanie and James, Icon City, in just a second here. We had to do a quick bathroom break. Jasmine and I have been talking for quite a long time. But let's see.
Also, I just want to say thank you, Blaster, for that video. It was
Yes.
amazing. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, that was a really cool usage of like how he uses Stream Deck for work from home and productivity, and you got to see everything close up. So that's really awesome.
All right. Here's this, by the way. Okay, and now let's bring on Clover and Icon City. Hello, hello. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome, both of
Hey.
you.
Hey, folks.
Thank you for joining us. We'll start with Stephanie. We'll start with you. Why don't you introduce yourself to the stream? Who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, so hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie, aka Clover, and I am the maker relations for the marketplace. So I help manage our relationships with all of our developers, Icon City being one of them, and helping those makers create their products onto marketplace and interact with you, our customers. And this is James, aka Icon City.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Lovely to be here. Yeah, my name's James from Icon City, and we produce icon packs and profiles for Elgato Marketplace. And we were probably one of the original makers when the store set up over 2-3 years ago now. It's hard to say.
Yeah, absolutely. James has been with us for a very long time. In fact, James started selling with us before we launched the marketplace, and we were still in the old store. For those of you who've been using our Elgato products for a long time, you probably remember the old
Quite the
browser-based store.
throwback.
Yeah, but you know, we've really grown into something bigger with Marketplace because it's now a product that doesn't just support Stream Deck, but all of our ecosystem. But James, one of our largest profile makers, one of our biggest makers as well, with over 100 products, all focused primarily on profiles and icon packs, as you said, with a large focus on video games as well, James, which is exciting because you know, Phil's been talking about profiles, Phil's been talking about ways to use the Stream Deck, but one thing that we can definitely talk about while you're here with us today is also how to use Stream Deck with gaming and how that is such a helpful tool for certain games such as Star Citizen, Farming Simulator, Crimson Desert, just a few to name profiles that Icon City has products for on Marketplace. So for those of you who are in chat, if you have a Stream Deck and you haven't thought I could use it while gaming, we talked about multi-actions, we talked about hotkeys earlier. Those are really great ways to use that Stream Deck in a gaming space, especially for games that have a lot of button presses, a lot of moving pieces. And especially for me, sometimes games have way too many controls to remember, James. And I think having that visually on the Stream Deck can be really helpful. Would you like to talk about some of the more recent games, or I guess really just in general, what it's like being a maker for profiles? We'll start there.
Oh my God, so much to unpack there,
I
Stephanie.
know, yeah. I'm like jumping around here. Let's go. What's it like being a maker? What's it like being
Oh, it's
part of the
great.
marketplace?
I guess it's kind of like joining a new family, really, digitally, you know, because obviously it's an app store in it, so in itself, it's this whole ecosystem, which is just great to be part of. You know, we got this big Discord that we can talk in. You know, I've got people assigned to me that I can talk to about problems I've got or any issues that arise in when I'm trying to submit stuff to you guys. So it feels like I've joined this really cool family that there's somebody every stage for me to talk to and help me get my compacts delivered to your store. So it's just a great experience. Of course, there's other makers to talk to as well. You know, I'm not the only maker there. There's like a lot of us, and even Stephanie's a maker, everybody, and
Yeah.
Phil.
Yeah.
And Phil, I think Jasmine, are you a maker? I know Brito is a maker who's also
Marita's a maker, right? Yeah. So you know,
Technically, I have one, but
we're
That's
good
right.
to
You do have your product. So it's really great because it's so easy to submit products. We have a tool called Maker Console.
Yeah.
We have a Discord, as James mentioned. It's called Marketplace Makers. That's specifically for developer access and developer assistance. So if you're a Stream Deck developer, if you'd like to make plugins, if you have questions about profiles or any other technical questions, we also are going to be having support for the Xeneon Edge, the Corsair digital touchscreen widgets later this year. Joining the Marketplace Makers Discord is a really great place because not only am I going to be there, but we have our Stream Deck SDK team there, the rest of our Marketplace team as well, to answer questions and assist with anything. And James, as you said too, I mean, it's fun because it is a community. There's quite a lot of us in there now, and it's grown so huge. What has been the most probably fun thing that you feel like you've gotten to do lately in terms of with Stream Deck, your community, and the products that you've made?
Oh, it's just being able to take leads from the community, I guess, because I think initially I built games. Well, I built profiles that I played games for. So things like Star Citizen, that was like the catalyst really 5 years ago. I was that sort of tired dad coming home from work and wanting desperately to play Star Citizen or any like Microsoft Flight Simulator. And the keybinds were just so vast and so complex that kind of if you're already tired, it's kind of hard to get into those games, even though you love them as much. There's always some sort of keyboard shortcut you forgot. And so I started using Stream Deck for my own personal needs, really. And I kind of just hit that. I put that problem out to other people, and they kind of, yeah, all spoke back to me, said, yeah, this is something we're encountering. So Star Citizen was the first one, and I think we did something like 150 keys initially 5 years ago,
That's an
and
incredible amount. Yeah.
it's an incredible amount of keys, but that grew within months up to around 300 keys. Because what we've got is we've got, as we'll probably see later on, or
Yep.
whatever, but we're going to see what that actually entails as it takes you through the systems, things like ship controls, on foot controls, mining controls. So that game is just like a huge game. I mean, let's face it, it's a $1 billion funded game, by the people, and it's still in beta. So this icon pack I've been developing for over the past 5 years has changed so much in that time. We even like deleted every single icon and redesigned them all again from the ground up, because the game changed, and the graphics and the consoles changed. So I wanted the icons to look just like the game. So it made sense to anybody who's coming into a Stream Deck using Stream Deck as a controller for the first time. I want it to almost like just make sense to them,
Mhm.
and also be aware of where they were within the Stream Deck. I mean, we've got the 15 key version here. If I just quickly jump over to sort of that profile very, very quickly, we'll see here, I've got my Stream Deck held up right there. There you go, right in the center screen there. And what I've done is I've color coded whether you're in the ship or on foot or mining, so you know where you are within that
Oh,
ecosystem.
that's smart.
And yeah, it's a simple thing, but it kind of struck a chord with so many people, and that's what I love about the Star Citizen community. The feedback I had, and obviously, if there's any issues with it, we fixed it straight away. We're on version 4.8 at the moment, but again, it doesn't stop there. We quickly moved on to things like Microsoft Flight Simulator, which again is massive. That was 2020. We're now on Microsoft 2024, but still supporting 2020. And then we've got things like Elite Dangerous. And these games have been around for a long time, but we still see the sales for them through the marketplace, and people still play these games, which is just great for us because we love developing games for it. And of course, Crimson Desert being a game that I'm fully invested to right now.
Are you playing it a lot?
Just 200 hours, Phil. Let's
Oh
not
wow.
talk too
Okay.
much
Oh,
about that.
yeah, just 200 hours.
Let's just say I won't know that game too much. But again, it's only been out since March. They've sold 6 million copies of that game. The company is called, I think it's Pearl Abyss is the company who made it. They're just like, it's kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2, sort of Grand Theft Auto. It's kind of like, it's just like Assassin's Creed all rolled into one. And I can't tell you, I've been gaming. I mean, dare I say I'm over 50 years old, and it's kind of, I've been gaming for a while, right? And it's kind of like this game is like all of my top 5 games in one game. That's how good it is. It's just absolutely thrilling and really captures your imagination. And I love the fact, again, the developers are just constantly updating it, to make it better. And we're along for the ride with that, if an icon changes or a keybind changes. I mean, I'll give you a great example. It's Crimson Desert when it came out, didn't have a keybind for map or inventory. You had to press F1, and then from F1 navigate this like long menu within inside the game. And I was like, oh my god, this is just like, why have you done this most amazing game, but the keybinds are so bad? And I think within something like 3 or 4 days, the developers went straight back in and put all those
Mhm.
keybinds in. So we were able to go back and add those keybinds to the game within Stream Deck software. So that was great because you guys at Marketplace were able to release the game, on time for me. The icon pack was released on time for me, and when the update was available, I quickly made the changes to the icon pack and then threw it back to Marketplace team, and it was back online. So everybody got the, that turnaround really, really quick, which I love. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
You showed your Stream Deck 15 key there. What do you
Oh,
have
do I
actually set up
love
in
it?
front of you? I don't know. You can't get an angle maybe, but what do you?
It,
Or I guess also, what's your favorite Stream Deck device? What do you have?
well, it's got to be the big boy, Phil, because this thing is like
Ah,
every
hmm.
streamer's. I kid you not. This is just fantastic. We know it's not been out very long, and if you're new to the ecosystem, the 15 key is just the most amazing entrance into the Elgato ecosystem. It's just a great. If you're not sure about it, where you want to go with it, the 15 key is a great thing. But trust me. You don't think you're going to build up to this? You are. Yeah, you're going to want this pretty
The
quick.
Stream Deck Plus
But
XL, it's a
anyway,
behemoth, but it's
I'm going to put
great.
that down because that's super new product. So on my desk, I have a Stream Deck Plus, which is one of these. Obviously, got this as demo. So obviously, I'm a developer, aren't I? So I've got a few of these hanging around. I feel very, very privileged to be doing a job that I just love inside and out, and certainly Elgato have made that very, very easy for me. So the Stream Deck Plus is here. It is in white. You'll see I've done a color combination on the keys, very
Yeah, it looks
Stormtrooper-esque
fantastic.
with
I like
the
it.
silver and black. Look at that. Looks like a Stormtrooper. We also have the hub on the back as well, which is very cool. So we've got the USBs in here. We've got the USB Cs in here. Obviously power, so we can power all those with that. So this is a great stream deck. So I have one of these which controls again my stream, and and the dials, and of course the swipe, being able to swipe through the menus really, really easily. It's just a great tool. So yeah, I've got the 15 two Stream Deck Pluses. We've got the XL here, and then I've just spent a month building my sim rig. It's over here behind me, and on there we have a 32 key XL, and
Oh,
this is great for sim racing. If you're looking to do sim racing and like that, the 32 XL just lends itself to having all the keys in front of you without taking up too much room, like the XL. XL Plus. 32 is just that sweet spot for sim racing or even flying an aircraft.
Yeah, you
A
just
and
great tool.
all those
that's a good
controls,
call out,
resetting the
right?
map. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just like the best, and I'm looking forward to getting back on my stream because it's been a month building this, and I'm so excited to share on my TikTok channels what we've been doing for the past month because it's been hectic, really
So
hectic.
you're a maker, James, and
Yeah,
you go by the name of Icon City on Marketplace.
we do.
I
Yeah.
would love to take a look at what you have there. For someone who might not be familiar with your work and even maybe like Stream Deck profiles and the icons and just everything that you put on there. So maybe we'll take a quick look and maybe you can walk us through some of what you've made and what you have on here and also where the inspiration comes from to create these. So we actually have
Well,
it pulled up now. I hope you can see it on your end as well.
oh, I can see. Yeah, lovely. So I mean, if you think about it, this is kind of like 5 years work, 5 years of work. Um, Not just with me, but my amazing, very talented daughter-in-law, Adina, who come into the business full time only a few months ago, but has been working with Icon City for about 2 years in the background, if you like, has produced a great deal of these as well, and she is so talented. But yeah, we build profiles for anything from sort of productivity icon packs through to gaming. So whenever there's a game coming out, the first thing what we're going to do is basically download the game. We're going to go to settings, key to the controls, and then we're going to find out if there's any sort of hotkeys, keybinds for it. If there is, we'll make a list of all those keys, and then we will go on. And if there's enough keys to kind of warrant it, we'll go ahead and build that icon pack for it. So this is what you're looking at here is I think we've got over. I think Stephanie, we got over like 200. icon packs now. If you
Yeah, it's
include
quite a
sort of
lot.
if you include the kind of galleon, which I know we're just sort of touching on, but if you include the galleon, we are kind of like fully involved in the ecosystem. So when you buy an icon pack from the marketplace, what you're going to get a lot of time is if it's Stream Deck, you're going to get, since things like Elite Dangerous, I can see there in the orange there, you're going to get not only like the Stream Deck sort of Mark II. You're going to get the Excel version and then the Stream Deck Plus version. So have a look for those profiles just to make sure that they're listed. In fact, it was only yesterday, I think, Stephanie, I uploaded Elite Dangerous, the Stream Deck Plus version. So anybody who downloaded that for from the Elgato marketplace actually got that free. So you could have it on your 15, your 32, and now on your Stream Deck Plus. The Neo is a great tool as well. But it obviously doesn't have as many icons on screen, so it's quite hard to kind of jam 300 icons into such a small form factor. It's great for those like such sort of streaming, but maybe for gaming, we do support it whenever we can. But sometimes it can be a little bit hard going through a lot of pages just to try and find the right keybind.
Mhm.
But yeah, if there's a new game out, we will be probably one of the first people to create that icon pack for it. And again, with Dina on board, we're just getting through them like really quickly now. We try to like expand into more productivity with Google, um, Google, Google. Do you know how hot it is in the UK?
Yeah,
I'm actually
Google
melting right
Workspace.
Yeah.
now.
Well, I was actually
People,
going to ask, are
people are gonna
you
say
in that heat
how
wave?
hot I am. It's about 38 degrees in here, and
Ooh.
my aircon's on behind me, but it's kind of like I'm sitting in fire right now. I feel like that GIF, everything is fine,
And a
but
testament
slowly
to
I'm
voice
melting.
focus, because we cannot hear your aircon at all, and it is, I think, literally like
Hey.
a foot behind you. So
It really is. I mean, again, like Stephanie said, I'm using the amazing Excel mic here with the Stream Deck Plus with the Mark II interface on the back of it, and that paired up with the Elgato software, it just produces like this awesome like sound, which is it's just a great soundscape. I think it's incredible software. So yeah, yeah, we basically look at the market as a whole, and we basically try and produce a nice coherent interface with every icon pack that we go for. I say icon pack because that's kind of how I phrased it initially, and then I think you guys at Elgato wanted me to kind of go with the word profiles more because icons are just like single icons where profile actually tells another story. It tells you that you're not just getting icons that you just move around the screen and then have to create shortcuts for. Profiles are these like one-click solutions where you just download this amazing like profile for your Stream Deck. You just double click it and it populates your Stream Deck and
Yep.
suddenly you're like looking at this interface, you're going, well, that would have taken me a day to make myself. That would have taken me like how long to keybind all that? And when you start looking at like things like Star Citizen and oh god, yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator Elite Dangerous. When you start looking at the hundreds, yeah, people don't want to do that. I mean, we've done X.com, and I mean, there's so many big
mhm.
space games out there that we've produced stuff for. But we generally love it. We love what we do. We play games. Me and Adina, we both play games. We love it, and I think that helps us with our job. And certainly things like productivity is what the community have asked for us. Like, okay, we love what you do. Can we take that coherent kind of storytelling and move it into sort of like their home office, their workspace? Because nobody wants to look at boring icons that don't match or they don't work or, it's that sort of
Yep.
thing. So
We actually we have a question here from Okatak. James, do you buy all the games you make profiles for?
indeed I do. Yeah. I think it's only the right thing to do is to buy the games and play them thoroughly and try and get a good understanding. We kind of sometimes between a rock and a hard place with that because we want to get that profile pack to you as soon as possible. And if you sort of pick up a game that's only just come out and it's quite a long, in-depth game, it's going to take us a while to understand kind of the language that game's using to us to design that icon around it. So yeah, we definitely play the games as much as we can, and it's really funny because like the whole world is kind of on pause. I said the whole world feels on pause at the moment because Grand Theft Auto
Yep.
6 is kind of like it's impending. We know it's definitely coming out now in November. The pricing's just come out. Obviously, it won't come out for PC, so there won't really be an icon pack until probably a year's time for that. But it's funny because I've watched the game industry now for 5 years, like up close. And it's funny how last year, when we thought Grand Theft Auto 6 was coming out last year, that we saw some developers like not release stuff because I didn't want to kind of get
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
in the noise of it all, really. And actually, it's been great. So we had a load of games that started this year, at the end of last year, start of this year, and it's getting kind of getting thin on the ground going forward to November, which is a real shame. But there you go. We'll see. I mean, who knew about Crimson Desert? I mean, it just came from nowhere in March and blew our socks off. Genuinely blew our socks off. It's a crazy game.
When with GTA obviously on the horizon, is
Hmm.
that already something that you're thinking about, like making profiles, icon packs for the game for folks to be
Yeah.
ready day one?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. What's great about if you get a heads up of a game, so sometimes some games will bring out trailers, some games will bring out kind of like, sneak peeks, and you really get a feel for what that icon might look like. So what me and Adina will do, we'll run through some designs, and she's always like texting me, "What do you think of this? What do you think of that?" And I'll go, "Oh, maybe this, maybe that, or maybe." You know what? It's just perfect. She just pulled it out of the bag straight away. She's got the concept, and it's just worked straight away. I think we just did sand as an icon pack. That's just come out, and it's like this really cool PC game where you're in this sort of mech and you're walking in the desert, and it's very cyberpunkish. So we did this kind of like rusted border with this kind of like a dirty kind of sand look to the front of the icon. And the idea of that is again is to put you into the game, make sure the Stream Deck is showing you that you're in that environment. It's not kind of like it's trying to hold those environments together so the design makes sense. I
It
love
actually
it. I
adds
love
to the
it.
immersion too. I mean, in
Yeah,
sim games
hugely.
particularly, you with
Hmm.
Star Citizen, of course, or in a racing game or flight sim, having the essentially what would be in-game physically accurate icons on your
Yeah.
device helps with that immersion. But even in games that aren't necessarily sim games, you still it just adds to that really nice aesthetic. I mean, looking at these icons here, these are beautiful. And they just
Yeah,
immediately
yeah.
tell you what you're going to do with those keys. And I'm lazy. I don't customize my Stream Deck. So the extent that I'll go to is I'll get an icon pack from you, and I'll just or a profile and throw that
Yay!
on there and call it a day.
I mean, it's interesting. This was a collaboration again between me and Adina. So I designed sort of the background, and then Adina went on and actually created the icons that sat on top of that initial icon. So sometimes when you have that, it's kind of that lightning in the bottle moment. You know, I'm lucky that she's my daughter-in-law. Let's just say that. But the fact that we can work so well together and produce these, it's just great. You know, she gets me, I get her, and we work really, really well. And obviously we have a Discord of like nearly 3,000 people who in there there's a kind of request button. I'd like an icon pack for this game. Or I noticed there's no icon for, I don't know, let's say Handbrake, for example. Okay, so we're on that and we've published that and pushed it out to the Elgato
Yeah,
store as well. So it's the Discord for us is a great way to talk to people one on one. And of course, some people, and as strange as it might sound, some people down an icon pack, and even though there's a massive README file in there and maybe a little help file, some people might have a few issues just trying to install a simple profile. And so we do our best to kind of be that person and just like, hey, it's okay, we've got you back. What's the problem? And we kind of got a chat bot on our website as well that goes straight to my phone. I'm able to talk to customers directly through there as well. So it's kind of like we take the stuff really personally because some of these icon packs range from like £3 up to £25. So we want to make sure that you're happy with the product and that we're doing a good job. We don't want to build something just let it out and then never go back to it.
sure.
Customers, I want customers to come back to us and tell us, hey, this is great, or maybe this isn't working, or can you have a look at this, or the game's changed, maybe a new updates come out that maybe we're not aware of. Like I said, I think we're actually something like 229 profiles in total we've made so
Wow.
far, which is incredible,
Yeah.
incredible. And yeah, that's where we're
If
at. It's a great job. It's a great job to have.
Yeah, and I mean, we love to see the success that you're having, and obviously making the lives of everyone who here in chat. I'm sure all of you are buying a Stream Deck, right? Everyone's getting one for Prime Day. So all of you can get a profile from
Yeah.
Icon City, and then you're set up within minutes with your favorite game. Uh, for chat, though, for everyone watching, if you do have any questions for Clover or for Icon City here, drop them in the chat with exclamation point Q. That way, Jasmine can also get them queued up and ready, and go from there. And then, Stephanie, I also want to get your take. You also have Stream Decks in front of you, I think.
Yeah.
Which is your favorite?
Um, well, I do love So this is last year's Prime Day. This was the Atomic Purple 15K, which was
Ooh,
the
okay.
Amazon Prime Day
Absolutely
exclusive we
beautiful.
did last year.
Beautiful.
Love it. But my actual day to day is my Stream Deck Plus. I love my Stream Deck Plus. I love the visual screen that the dials have as well. I actually use my homepage for dials to show world clocks. So I have my clock in white, and then to the left of it, I have three time zones in orange for Milpitas, which is the California office where you guys are at, and then England and Munich, which is where globally most of my team is located. So it's really helpful when you're doing something and you're like, wait, what time is it? And you just kind of take a quick glance and see, because I'll be messaging someone and I realize, oh, it's 8 p.m. at night already over there.
Yeah.
Because James, you're also in England, so you're a 6-hour time difference for me, and you guys are 2 hours behind me. So it's really helpful visually that way. And similar to how Phil uses it for his work, I love launching websites, applications. I do a lot of work in Jira. I do a lot of work in our proprietary tools, which are web-based. And I also do a lot of work in Discord. So I have buttons and controls for all of those spaces, all within folders. And one of the other really cool things that I also really love that I have is I have a folder within folder within folder, which is all my light controls. So I have a multi-action that turns everything on. I have buttons that will turn and turn off my my key light, and then I can also control my colors. And so, like, if I wanted to turn some of the lights behind me red or put them back to blue, all of that is controlled with a Govee plugin. So it's one of the reasons I really love Stream Decks, because there's just so much you can do with it. And most of what this all is, like the Govee plugin, for instance, that's on Marketplace. Just search Govee. Somebody's asked about Philips Hue. There's a Philips Hue plugin as well, as Phil mentioned earlier. And of course, with gaming, when you're gaming, it's cool that I have my normal everyday profile, but then if I want to switch to a gaming profile, all I have to do is go in my Stream Deck settings, or in some cases even a button, and I can control and change it visually into a very different profile for different purposes. So I actually separate work and home. My work profile and then my at use home profile are both very different. And then if I was to download one of Icon City's profiles, which I actually do have his Diablo profile, then I could go to the Diablo profile, and that will not mess up or remove any of these buttons or folders. It just launches a brand new profile. And then when I'm done, I can go back into my standard profile.
That's super cool layout. I think we actually, so speaking of gaming and profiles, I think we actually have two of yours, James, and maybe you can guide us through, or basically I'll be the hand, you be the voice. Guide me through, what the experience is like when I get one of your profiles. We've got the one for Star Citizen. We have the one for is it Black Desert, right? And then Crimson Desert.
Crimson Desert.
Yeah. I've been online for too long.
It's been a long day.
And then
I know you have, bless you.
and then we also have the Google Workspace one. So
Sure.
I guess, yeah, which one do you want to start first?
Yeah, let's look at a Star Citizen, because it's a vast one. It really is. So when you jump into Star Citizen, normally you kind of start off on foot, right? So and I kind of, if you like, go along for the ride. So when you first sort of open up the profile, you're presented with this kind of screen here, and it's got at the top, it says home, and it's got ship controls, combat controls, on foot controls, and then mining. So they're kind of like the ones that you're going to go to pretty much from the get go. So if you go to the on foot, you'll see the screen all turn sort of yellow.
Actually, let
and
me
all the icons.
sorry, let me back up for a
please.
second there. I don't even have
That's
it
fine.
installed yet. So I
Don't
should
worry,
probably
it's
go ahead
okay.
and do that first. So for, let's see, I have the entire pack here downloaded, the folder, and this is what everyone who gets this
Sure.
profile, this is what they would see, right? So you have your license, you have your README, the all important actually read that. There's the
Yeah.
icon, and then there's also there's of course the profile folder, and then what are these other ones? So you have icon library, icon files, and then also
Okay,
just the
so
Stream Deck profiles.
yeah, so icon library is really cool. What that is basically with the Elgato marketplace, we have this brilliant sort of piece of software that takes all the icons and creates a library of them, so people can kind of quickly access those icons. They don't hold the keybinds, but they hold the icons, so you can quickly search through and see maybe the icon that you need or you want to keybind yourself. Because things like Star Citizen, the game is huge, right? It's absolutely massive. So what we do is we provide the default keybinds for the game. So that means that we probably provide something like, I don't know, probably 70% of the keybinds that are part of the game by default. But what we also do is provide icons that you can go ahead and add yourself and then add your own keybind to it, which is really unique. I don't think there's many people who do that, actually give you more icons that are a part of the game, that things like open the doors of the ship. I know it sounds crazy, but by default, that isn't keybound within the game. So you have to go back and do that yourself. So what we do is we provide the icon with that. And things like the icon library, that's what that's there for, to kind of, so you don't have to go digging into the files. But you will notice that our file structure is quite, it's quite strange for Star Citizen. And there's another reason for that, because the Star Citizen folks, they like to hold on to stuff because, as I've already said, we've been doing this for 5 years. Okay, so you will see all the icons that we first created that are in that icon pack, and then every update that's come out, I've created another folder that contains a new set of icons or a new set of keybinds that starts it added within the game. So what you've got is this brilliant, almost like this compendium of like how we updated the game, what's changed, what's been added. And I didn't want to. Initially, I thought, well, should I take those out of the actual icon pack for anybody coming in new? And then I thought, well, no, let's let them have access to
Might as
everything.
well
And that
leave it in
way,
there.
you might as
Yeah.
well leave it
Yeah.
in there. And it doesn't, it's not there to confuse people, because what we've done is we've named the kind of the point release of that game. So you'll see it's like, 3.17, 4.2, 4.6, etc. So they kind of know that that's what was changed during those patch notes. Sometimes there isn't actually anything to change, believe it or not, even though Star Citizen likes to change many things as the game develops. It's just one of those things. Sometimes there is nothing to change. So you might see a folder saying maybe 4.2, and then there won't be another one until 4.5 or 4.6. It doesn't mean that we've not done it. It's just the fact that there is no change within the keybinds during that
Right.
time. So Star Citizen for us is kind of like a kind of, I don't want to say the word convoluted, but it's a big icon pack. But what you're seeing there is a folder just called profiles. And so once you see the folder called profiles, so obviously you've got the icon library, which is great, just shows you what's in there and what you have access to. But the profiles is where you want to go. Now we sell this in quite a few formats, if you like. So we do the 15 and 32, that's one icon pack. Then we do the Stream Tech Plus as a separate icon pack. And the reason for that is because now you have a touch strip. Now you have those lovely dials that you can move around. And that means that we have to create different artwork and different processes to do that. So we decided to separate them. This also means when we update them that you might see the 15 and 32 first, updated first, and then maybe within a day or a day and a half, we'll see the Stream Deck Plus changed and updated. So the version I think you've got there is the 15 and 32, right? I think
Yep.
you've got there.
Mhm.
So if you go ahead and install maybe the 15 key version, so basically all you can do is double click on the 15 version, and it'll say, hey, where do you want to install it? Or if it's up to you which one you go to. But
Here we go. I should also probably plug in my Stream Deck Mark II with 15 keys.
well, the thing is, one of these things again is trying to fit like a huge amount of icons into a small space,
Mhm.
and like I said, and make it kind of like a journey for people to go on. They kind of go, okay, what am I looking at here? Well, when you first when you first installs, you're going to see that you've got all the controls at your fingertips from the very first home screen. There, that's why it's got this like pulsing home button. It's telling you where you are. So if I hit the control buttons, we'll see that the actual ship control starts to glow, leaving the home button static. And what I love about that is, again, it's showing you where you are within the stream, that you're not lost. So if you
Actually, I
click
think
back on
for that,
home, and
for that animation, that's going to be on the device itself. So maybe we can
yeah, yeah,
get a closer look at this here. Let's see. There we go. You can
I have
see
to remember the
that
old
ship
crew
controls
version.
is now pulsating there,
Yeah.
animated, and then there's that.
Season is the most unstable release so far, and has not been met with very happy people. Unfortunately, they're going to fix it really quickly, but it has been the most buggy release in a long time. I'll be honest with you, Star Citizen is a normally very good game, and you can jump in, and it's just, you're going to have a great time. But the 4.8 release that we're dealing with right now has probably seen the worst amount of kind of things just not working with it. And it's a real shame, because obviously people like to play the game and they don't like falling through elevators and falling through the world,
Sure.
etc. I've just spent 30 days loading my ship with a gravity gun, and and it just blew up all by
Oh
itself.
no.
Yeah. So it's kind of upsets a few people. So again, the icon pack, you can see we've got a few sort of animated icons in there as well, again, to break up the kind of the staticness inside there. But we're using sort of folders in folders to do a lot of the legwork when you look at this. So when you're in sort of ship controls, you'll see we've got a powers and shield button, we've got a flight button. But what I like about ship controls is it's really easy. When you first walk up to your ship, you kind of have a job just to get into the cockpit initially as a player. You kind of like you're walking on a ship going, how do I get into this ship? Be it a small sort of single fighter or even a capital class ship, you're kind of like, how do I get into this? But once you step into that ship, what I did with ship controls is put all the controls that make sense and the inner line. So what we have is something called flight. There's a green tick next to it, which basically puts the ship into flight ready status. In other words, it's going to turn the engines on for you and basically just start the ship up for you. So you kind of, okay, great, I've started the ship up, brilliant. We next to that we have the gear up button, which again, simple, it's going to lift the gear up for you. Then we have the lights button, which basically turns on the ship lights because if you're in space, it's quite dark. You need lights on. And then we've got something called VTOL. This is where the ships will raise up and the engines will move and they will basically move from sort of thrusting up to then rotating back to propel the ship forward. So we have something called the VTOL button, which is exactly what it does. Think of like the Harrier jump jet of the sort of RAF that kind
Yep.
of vertically takes off and then it moves back. So the VTOL is going to push that. So you'll see that we have that on here, and you got it's actually in red. So when you press it, it turns green on the right hand side, so it lets you know whether it's on or off. And then finally, we have the engines, the full engines on button, which basically obviously power the engines. Then you've got things like ATC. So once you've taken off, you might be in a hangar somewhere and you need to contact air traffic control to tell them you want to open the doors to let me out into space. Otherwise, you're going to be flying around your it's sort of bunker and not knowing where to go. So the ATC button's there waiting for you to press that. And trust me, when I was playing this at home 5 years ago, I was like, I'm sure that's like Shift Control A. I think, trying to remember the key button for air traffic control. So once you've got air traffic control, you've requested sort of them to open the bay doors and you fly out. We've got the button for cruise control there. And that's kind of like really how the pack works, really. Like, I just want it to make sense to people that if they follow the key presses in a row, it's kind of going to get them in a ship, taken off, and flying out the hangar. And then obviously you've got things like exit seat, you've got power controls. So as you start to get into Star Citizen, build up a bit of like, okay, I understand what's happening here. You can go into things like manage your engine power as opposed to thruster power, as opposed to shields power, and that's really really great fun.
Let
So
me see if
Stream Deck just lends itself to all of this. It's just great. It's the best controller. It really is.
let me see if I can actually get Star Citizen fired up here. We did download it, so we can actually show how this works in practice. Let's
I
see.
did say, by the way, that this might take 10 minutes to get into the lobby.
Yeah.
I know you warned us
Yeah.
with this new release being really buggy. We did
Yeah.
a dry run earlier this week, and we were like, if Star Citizen hadn't done that update, this might have worked better. But
Yeah, we kind of landed on probably the worst update we probably ever could have done. But let's hope they patch it really quick. And trust me, we'll be there with the new update, and anything that is broken, we will fix. But yeah, like I said, you can see my passion for it. We have seen many companies build things very similar to what we do, but they kind of fall up to the wayside pretty quickly when they realize actually the community will demand the updates really quickly, and you've got to be really flexible and understand the game, what's changed and how to update them and be really proactive in doing that, which with you guys at the marketplace just make that all easy for us. So I thank you for that. That's a big plus.
we try. I know that there's times where you've messaged us and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
a really big update just happened. The game's broken. We're going to push a fix really quick." And you'll reach out to our team, and our team will work to prioritize that. And that's something we like to do for our makers. We have a
Yeah.
lot of products that are waiting for review, that are waiting. We do personally review everything that comes out to marketplace. We do not only a quality control, but just to make sure that the products you all are getting as customers are great. So when we get something from Icon City, we usually have a little more trust with it. So we'll be like, all right, let's go, because we know that you're giving us quality products, and we always want to make sure that we get that fast turnaround for you and your customers as well. So it's I think one of the things that's just enjoyable about this, right, is to see
Yeah.
not only your passion for using Stream Deck to create and play the game, but then the way that the users, the customers, will enjoy that once they have it in their hands as well, because it keeps us going, right? It keeps you wanting to continue to update that product,
Yeah.
wanting to continue to push and create more, and that excitement, because the Stream Deck really is just such a fantastic tool, and as Phil said earlier, especially in the sim space, for games like,
Yeah.
Flight Simulator, Star Citizen, X-Plane, all of the racing games. I know it's you were getting, like you said,
Yeah.
your XL on your racing rig. So
I mean, yeah, things like Assetto Corsa Rally,
Oh,
Le
yeah.
Mans Ultimate. Assetto Corsa Rally is probably the most photorealistic game I've ever played in the sim racing world. It is just insane. Assetto Corsa by itself, got a long history of being a game that was finished by the developers and the sort of like the community picked that game up and released these amazing HDR skies and built new tracks, new cars, and Assetto Corsa has become this like game that is way past what the developers ever developed for. And what's really cool is now Assetto now do Assetto Corsa Rally, which is just like insanely good. So yeah, the Stream Deck is there to hold your hand along the way, whether it's changing gears, DRS, on or off, brake bias, front, left, backwards, even changing your seat height, moving your seat left and right, things like things that you, honestly, when you go into the menus, you're like, how on earth do I just move my seat up and down or turn virtual mirrors on or off? This is what Stream Deck is great at, clear and concise icons.
Yeah.
That's what.
Ooh,
I
Lowe's
think we
Ghosty here with a
oh, Jasmine,
oh,
question.
we have a
you got
question
in?
from chat,
Oh,
and I'm
he's
So
also
in.
in the game.
a
So
question from
yeah.
Ubu asking, question for Icon City. Does it work for
Sure.
Stream Deck Mobile?
Yeah, so what you can do is if you've got Stream Deck Mobile, I believe you can load a profile in to Stream Deck Mobile and just make sure, like, maybe you select 15 keys and it'll go across. So I would sort of tell people to download the 15 or 32 key version. Obviously, if it won't work with the Stream Deck Plus version, but yeah, 15 and 32 should actually work with Stream Deck Mobile. I think no problem. So even if you've got a um, Xeon Edge, you can do that as well, right? You can actually use Virtual Stream Deck as well and use it inside of there. But make sure you buy the right version. It's really important to check whenever you're on Marketplace, you'll see in the categories, it'll say suitable for. And one thing really important is it's Windows or Mac OS. Really important to make sure that it's in the right format you've got it in, and also that you're downloading the correct version. And again, it will say that really clearly in the notes as well. So you're in the hangar at the moment, which is great. And what you've done is this is your own hangar start citizen.
Yep.
As you run up to the ship,
Let's
you
see. I
will
mean, we're on
find
foot right now, so maybe
yes, you've got
there's some
full
other
controls.
controls already. Like I've got these camera controls here, so I could do what is it like free look or what is it, the chase cam? There we go.
Yeah,
So
if you
what's
just
cool is
press a view at the bottom, I think you got view, which is what we normally call F4. So if you press the view, okay, so that basically takes you out. So you got like 3 presses of that. And of course, some of these will work in conjunction with other key presses. So again, you'll notice that we've got the word free look, and it's kind of got like orange bars that sit top and bottom. And the idea of that is what you use is, if I remember rightly, it's kind of hold down free look and use your mouse and lets you circle around the actual person.
let's see if I do this, and then oh yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Yep.
So if you see something with orange bars, again, this is that whole thing that word I use is like, it makes sure it makes sense to people. If you see an orange bar top and bottom, the actual icon, it means to press and hold that, and it lets you
Uh-oh.
go into
Well,
the one. Are you
Oh,
out of the game? It's kicked you
and it
out.
crashed.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
boy.
really sorry,
Okay.
guys. we,
No,
we need to
nothing.
this
Nothing
wasn't
we could
Icon
do.
City. This was all Star
Yeah.
Citizen.
Hey, look, it's bounced straight back to Spain. But
We tried
like
to do
I
it
said,
live.
it's okay. It's one of those things, right? But 5 years work is in this, guys. Trust me, this is a passion project beyond anything I've ever done in my life. Again, a real cool snippet here is you'll notice the pulse animation that's on that home screen. It's actually got like a proper like radar pulse, and we use a real cool product called Apple Motion to do all the GIF images. So we use Apple Motion to produce anything that's a GIF that looks like anything that moves or moves around. We use a great product called Apple Motion. And when I worked at Apple, I used to train people within that software, and it's a brilliant motion graphics package. And it costs about £47. So for £47, you've got a whole design studio that lets you animate GIFs within inside, and then obviously you can use an export tool to move it from the MP4 into a GIF. or GIF, as some people like to call it,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
drop that into your Stream Deck. So we use those sparingly because obviously it can sort of slow down your Stream Deck if you have too many on there. But genuinely, the GIFs come out like about 30 kilobytes in size. But it's a great way of breaking down a lot of information into a really nice package, so it looks premium. And I think we've done a huge job with it, and like I said, it sells really well, and the feedback we've got from it is fantastic, and it involves the play within the game.
So it looks
God,
like
I sound
Jasmine
like
has
Ooh,
another.
another question has arrived.
okay.
All
Let's
right, this is a
go.
Ooh.
question from Nemesis Bane, who's asking, will you be adding Stream Deck Plus support to make use of the dials?
Yes, so if you look at we do it for Stream Deck Plus already. It is a separate product from the 15 and 32. Again, due to the fact that the artwork and updating and using those dials. So basically, things like when you're mining an asteroid, you can use the dials to put up the strength of the actual laser cutting
Ooh.
into the rock, and then use it to dial back again. And also, what's really cool is things like wearing your helmet. So you've got this helmet you have to wear in the stance it's in, and the idea is if you're inside the ship, maybe you don't need the helmet because you've got oxygen inside the ship. So what the dial allows us to do is put the helmet status into 3 or 4, sort of rotations inside that knob, and if you press it in, either he'll take the helmet off and store it, or
Mhm.
he'll wipe the visor. So when it's raining, you get sort of like a rain come across the visor. So you can actually use the sort of the dial to dial that in, and then press it, and he'll cause the hand to wipe over the visor, or again, he'll take it off or put it on, or he'll store it onto his hip. So we've used that dial really to make sense that you might be in FPS mode, which is the yellow version, where all the icons are yellow. But if you're in a ship, remember some ships are catapultal ships, so you can walk around these ships, and some might have test areas for testing different things. So you might be want to put in the helmet on for that, or in the cargo area, you might want to put in the helmet on. So having access to those on a dial with Stream Deck Plus is like perfect,
I
right?
think
It's great.
we have it pulled up here actually right now. I can show it. So this is obviously a little bit of a render, but this is what it would look like when you have it on your Stream Deck
Yeah,
Plus here with
perfect.
those dials.
And of course,
So
what's great, Phil, is what you said before, is we can use that strip to quickly move to another section of the Stream Deck. So if you're like on foot and then you jump into a ship really quickly, you can just slide your finger and the whole sort of interface will move to the yellow. And then when you go into combat, it goes green, and when you go into mining, it goes orange. So it kind of all makes sense.
so since
God, it's great. Love it.
since
I love
Star
it.
Citizen didn't work, do we want to take a look at? I think you had a one for Google Workspace
Uh,
that you
yeah.
also
So
had.
yeah, what's really interesting is so we kind of developed that only like 2 weeks ago, and it was a case of we just done sort of Microsoft Office for Windows, and we thought it'd be only right to kind of like fill the gap in where Google Workspace is used by so many companies. Indeed, so is Slack. So what we want to do is change that productivity. So we included Google Docs. Now, what's interesting again, this is going to be all Adina's work. So Adina's done this, and it looks incredible. Trust me, if you had this on your desk in your office, your colleagues would walk past and look over your shoulder and go, "What is that?" Genuinely, because it looks like the product that you're dealing with. If we look at Google. So we've got Google Docs here for PC. Remember, this is for PC only, so it's Windows. Unfortunately, the Mac, it's really strange. The keybinds just don't work with Mac, and there's also less for Mac, which is really, really strange. But that's more
Interesting.
of a
Okay,
Google.
so it's
Yeah, it's really
platform
strange.
specific. Some stuff to keep
Yeah,
in mind there. Yeah.
yeah. Just be aware. In fact, I might be getting that wrong. I think Google Docs is PC and Mac. I think it's Microsoft Office is only Windows and not Mac. So just check the specs when you build that. So what's really interesting about this, when Adina built this for us, I was going through it, and obviously we kind of test all this stuff out, and I was like, oh my god, there's actually a button here for voice typing, which I didn't know you could do that inside of Google Docs within the environment. And you sort
Oh
of press
yeah.
that voice typing, and it comes up. What's also good is you've got quick access to word count, which if you're doing anything like that, it's great to keep obviously all those things and be aware of that word count. So I thought that was like a really cool two things that kind of jumped up at me when I first looked at it when she was going through the development of it.
Actually,
Really,
Chris, can we quickly switch away from the screen? I'm going to pull up Google Docs. I just don't want to. I want to make sure there's no information revealed that might not be,
yeah, yeah.
that we
Can't
don't
talk about
want.
that unreleased product.
Yeah. Let's see. Uh, Beats. Do I need to? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we
Still
should
got Google
be.
Docs. Google Sheets, and then we've got Google Slides as well. So basically, what we do is sometimes we see some people, they'll develop maybe one product and then release it on the marketplace. I thought, well, if you're going to release one product, I think it's better to have them as the three that they are within inside the system, which is why we went and did Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. So you basically want them all to look the same, and it kind of makes it kind of better value if you have all three things looking the same, but it's just the colors difference is going to change it across all three. And a lot of
Okay.
these you might think, well, okay, well, it's really easy to get to those things, but it's things like that sort of voice typing. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that was there, you know. So having quick access is great. Hotby header footer, we've got copy paste, clear formatting, access to dictionary. You know, really really cool sort of things you have to dig into those menus to find. Stream Deck
Yeah.
just
So
takes so easy.
if I'm in here and now I've got the voice type key, which we have set up on Stream Deck here, this one, I can just tap it, and it will. Oh, I think I clicked it away earlier. Let me refresh the page. Let's see. There we go. So now it prompts me. Obviously, I need to set yes, and then
Yeah,
there we go. Now voice typing is active.
yeah.
I don't have a microphone connected, so it's not going to do anything in
Yeah.
this case. But yeah, it's that easy to just pull it. I didn't know that was a thing either. By the way, I just learned that.
No, do you know what? That's the great thing when you start developing stuff like this is actually like, oh my god. Well, if I was like one of those people who kind of went, wow, I didn't know that was a thing. You're damn right. Other people feel the same. Like it's such a great thing. Love it. I love it. Again, they just look the part. She's done a great job at developing these. They look great.
So then there's alignment. There's also other tools here. It looks like undo, redo. There's the formatting menu. So if I write out some text here, that's going to be horrible. Let's see,
Yeah,
format menu. Oh, actually, oh wow, that's a sub menu that you can see here. And then if I want
yeah.
to underline, look at that. That's really nice. I always forget like what is like italicize or
Oh my god.
clear the formatting. That's awesome. Yeah.
Uh,
I smell
increasing
a
and
sale.
decreasing the font size. There you go.
I smell a sale here, Phil.
Yeah.
Again, do you know what's really interesting? Again, a lot of people will obviously contact me and going, I don't know what the icons do. And sometimes that's obviously we haven't maybe telegraphed that correctly with inside of it. So one thing you can do is go into Stream Deck software. And if you click on any of the icons inside the Stream Deck software, there'll be a title. And the title will tell you exactly what the icon is. And also, we name the icons as well with it inside the file system. So you can actually go in and have a look. But if the Stream Deck software is open, which it probably will be because you're running the Stream Deck, if you just click on the icon and it will show you the title and it will tell you exactly what it is. So we have a square here with lots of sort of individual dotted squares around them. And that is select all, which is Control A as a shortcut. So again, that might be like, oh, I'm not sure what that button does without sort of tapping everyone. And some people like to know exactly what they've got in the icon pack. So yeah, that's one thing we always do is name the icon within the software so you know what it's going to do for you.
Super cool. Yeah, this is awesome. So if you are working in Google Sheets and Google Docs, is this profile live right now on
Yeah, you can
Marketplace?
jump. Yeah, we released it probably 2 weeks ago. So we've had a great success with it. Again, we're limited by a lot of people. Obviously, may come and ask us, "Oh, can we have a shortcut for that?" I don't work for Microsoft. If there isn't a shortcut for it, we've provided all the default keybinds for the Google workspace, all default keybinds. So, unfortunately, if there's a keybind that you want, you have to basically see if it's available first before you can create an icon for it. So, what we've done is we've created all default ones. So, people do say, "Oh, can we have an icon for this?" I say, well, unfortunately, we can design one, but you can't allocate it the action that you're asking because it's not part of the structure of the actual application, which is a real shame. But there you go.
Now I want to see what the or the 32 key XL version looks like. So let's take a picture,
Ah,
throw that on there,
stunning,
and then
stunning.
open this one up. Oh yeah, look at that. And you kind of have your, let's see if we can get a better shot of this. Have your navigation. Let's see, I'll move this over here. You have all of your navigation on the left. You have some of your quick actions on the right there. So this has been really thought out for someone who is a power user. And everything you need access to is
Oh,
right
Phil,
here.
sorry, that's the older one you've got there.
Aha. Okay.
Sorry, that's the older one you got there. So yeah, we developed this initially first some time ago, and I said to Adina, can we this is my version, if you like. I said to her, "Can we have a quick look and kind of redo it?" So she went in and then changed the colors. So things for example, sheets is green, and we've used. I know, Phil, you're going to have a million profiles connected to your
Yep.
stream deck there, so you're going to have to. And slides is orange, and
Yeah.
sheets is green, and docs is blue. There you go. So we kind of followed that Excel idea of keeping those colors uniform through it.
Yeah, even if this is the older version, it still looks incredible. And if there's an
Thank
even newer
you.
version that we don't have on here, then for someone who, if
That
you're
was
getting Stream
me.
Deck
I
right
gave the wrong
now,
one.
Oh no. Okay, we'll send you it over, Phil. It's fine.
well,
We
it's
got
even
you.
better. So this is already great, but the one that you can get on Marketplace right now is even better.
Yeah.
In fact, not only is it, I mean, it's going to be better than what you're seeing here, but we're also running a discount right now. Isn't that right? So Stephanie, people can go to Marketplace and they can get this for 20% off right now.
Yeah, so there is a marketplace sale right now for Prime Day. It's 20% off. We have worked with some of our makers to participate in this sale. That we just did one recently for Elgato Week, so we're doing it again for Prime Day. And all of Icon City's profiles are 20% off. So for those of you who have been watching, maybe you feel a little inspired or you're curious, go check it out. There is a button on the bottom corner of Marketplace. If you click that, it will take you to the deals page, which shows you everything that's on sale. You've also highlighted products throughout the website to let you know if they're eligible for that 20% off code using Prime Day.
We do also have two questions here from chat. First question being from Game Humbler asking, is it possible to connect my Elgato Marketplace account with my Twitch and Discord for easier login?
It
Not
is.
currently.
Or
Not
oh no. I thought
so
we
are you
had
talking about
that.
like to log in? We took one of the logins away. Now let me actually sign out, and I'm gonna sign in. So I'm gonna give you the quick answer. So actually, yes, excuse me, you can log in with Discord and Twitch. We took away Facebook login. So Facebook login actually disappeared earlier this year. It wasn't just us, it was kind of a global decision Facebook made. So if you have Discord or Twitch, you can use that to log in quickly with Elgato. You don't have to set up an account. But make sure whatever this is that you use to log in, use also what you log in on the Stream Deck because they talk to each other. So whatever you download on Marketplace will then show in from your Stream Deck. So make sure that you are logged into the same account on both. We've sometimes seen where people will have two different accounts and get really confused why they bought something and it didn't show up on their Stream Deck.
Oh, Game Hub is actually, they meant just Discord or Twitch mean that connection that I have one account with the linked accounts. I know that I can make different accounts with the logins, but the question is, can I link it?
Maybe I'm not understanding.
I'm also not understanding.
Yeah, I think no. I think like so if you already have an account, can you link to an existing one? No. Really what we're using that for is login services. So outside of the login, there's not really a way to do that easily.
Oh, it might also be around because we have obviously the Twitch account login inside of Stream Deck. There's that as well for things like the Twitch plugin. Those are still going to be separate. You would use the same account, of course, but there's not one kind of global login for that either just yet. Maybe that'll come in the future. Who knows? We're always looking at making improvements like that to make it even easier. But for right now, those are going to be two separate logins there.
Awesome. I quickly just want to mention that I see a lot of people in chat are getting their new badge on our Twitch channel. So shout out,
Yay.
show them off, turn them on. Love seeing them. I saw Jackster and Spot says they got the new badge. I also saw NP Zinc also mentioned it, and a few others as well earlier on too. I saw ManaCloud and a bunch of others.
Excellent.
Yeah, very nice badge. Very nice badge. All right. With that being said, we have another question from Alias asking if you get a big Stream Deck, can you use it as a keyboard?
I mean, in theory.
Okay,
Sure.
so we do have something called the virtual keyboard, which we use for sim races. So yeah, if you look up virtual keyboard for Stream Deck, and the idea is that sim racers always have their keyboard slotted down the side of their gaming seat, and they have to drag it out to go and type in sort of flight numbers or put in fuel amounts. I thought, what a great simple thing to do is create a virtual Stream Deck that basically had a keyboard that you could just cycle backwards and forwards through a QWERTY keyboard. We did a French version as well, and obviously wanted to develop that into more keyboards. But yeah, it sells really, really well. You know, something that gives you a keypad as well, virtual keypad, and yeah, it's great. Works obviously with English sort of UK sort of QWERTY layout. But what's great with Stream Deck is you can move those
Yep.
letters around and create your own keyboard. But so we've provided the icons and the profiles. It's a one-click sort of done, and it seems such a simple idea, but people go, do you know what? I think was it $5 or something? It's like, yeah, take my money. It's kind of like it's such a simple idea, but that just goes to show that you haven't got to be some graphic mad professor like myself who's been working with like these products for years. You could just have that one idea and bring it to marketplace and just go, do you know what? I've seen this, and I'm going to jump on it and just put it out there. And that's what's great about this Elgato. It's allowing us to do all these things.
That's
So
actually
there you go.
a great segment into our sponsor. No, I joke. This is a great kind of segue into our segue rather. So, there are a lot of you watching who use Stream Deck, but I'm sure there's some of you who are also watching and you're getting inspired. You're seeing these icons, profiles. You're also thinking maybe about making your own plugin. Stephanie, what does that look like? What does it take to become a maker, and who can become a maker? Is it everyone? Could anyone become a maker?
Yes, with the caveat of some people in specific locations, you might not be eligible for being a maker just due to our payment system. But yes, anyone is eligible to become a maker. If you are interested in creating, whether it's been an icon pack, a profile, any other type of product that we support on Marketplace, you can go on to our developer website, which is docs.elgato.com, and there's a whole lot of information to give you tools and tips. There's also a link to our Discord, so our developer Discord, and finally a link to our Maker Console. And Maker Console is the website that you will use to create a Maker account, to sell products on Marketplace, to submit your products on Marketplace, and become, as James is, a maker. In fact, James, myself, and Phil, all makers on Marketplace. It's very simple. It's very easy. And if you'd like to ask more questions, I encourage you to join our Discord. This is separate from the official Elgato Discord, which I am still present in. So if you are ever writing questions in there, odds are I'm seeing it. But we have a specific Discord just for our developers to answer more technical questions about development, our Stream Deck SDK, things about profiles. If you're having trouble and need support from our team, that is what that resource is. So definitely encourage you guys, if you're interested in creating for the Elgato Stream Deck, if you'd like to put your products on Marketplace and you think you've got some really cool ideas, to check it out. We're also this summer going to be releasing more developer tools for those people who are using AI to program Stream Deck. We've actually been doing it just on our own, and the Claude Code, for instance, is really intuitive at building with our Stream Deck SDK, but we're working to make that even easier for people who might have an idea, but not a lot of skill sets on what that development looks like. So we're constantly trying to make it easier and easier to develop for.
Very
We do have a
cool.
quick comment here from Ubu. This is for you, James, who says, just got this
Hi.
Star Citizen icon pack and can confirm it works with Stream Deck Mobile. I have a tablet that I use it on. So you got
Yeah.
yourself a sale. You smelled it
Yay!
from a mile away.
Thank you so much.
Let's go,
I
Ubu.
really appreciate it. Well, trust me, when 4.9 comes out and the game's fixed, you're going to love that icon pack 10 times more. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Really appreciate that. It makes a difference. Every single sale does. So thank you.
With that being
Appreciate
said, we
you.
do need to start wrapping up. Is there anything you guys would like to mention before we start wrapping up here?
Ooh.
I think just again, check out the marketplace. Earlier all day today, we've really heard the great ways to use Stream Deck. So many people we constantly talk to just use it for basic tools. They don't go in, they don't put plugins, they don't find out how they can really push that device to not only serve their own needs, but just make things easier when you're playing games, when you're doing work, when you're just chilling at your computer. So, if anything, I've hope we've inspired you to take a chance to go on a marketplace, kind of search what you're into, search what tools you use, search what programs you do, and learn to see ways that you can take your workflow as that much more to the next level. Because that's really what we're here for. We're trying to make just great products for all of you great users.
And James, any thoughts from you? Anything you want to leave our viewers with?
Just want to say thank you to all of you guys for all the work you do to help us produce these things and give us a platform to show off our work. I can't tell you, like I said, I really mean like I feel like I joined a little family here, and it's just so good. I've watched Phil and Jasmine for all of these like live shows, and I just marvel at how they can stand there and talk for so long about product. But you have to be passionate about this to do it, and I think that shows across the board. And I love it. It's great to be here, great to be part of it all, and it's open to everybody. So just come on in. It's great fun.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you.
for being a maker on Marketplace, and thank
Yes,
you for
My
thank
everything
you.
pleasure.
that you
My
do.
absolute
And
pleasure.
again, for everyone watching, James or Icon City here, if you're interested in any profiles or icons from him, then head over to Marketplace and you can get 20% off of those right now during Prime Day. It's perfect if you have a Stream Deck on the way. You can kind of already get those preloaded. In fact, you can already install the Stream Deck software before you even have your device. Or if you are using Stream Deck Mobile to get a head start, you can do that there as well. Otherwise, Amazon is pretty quick usually. So if you make that purchase, then there will be a day or two left maybe for you to take advantage of those sales as well. So, Stephanie, James, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all your insights and for the overview of these profiles. And we'll see you on the next stream.
Also, make sure you go follow Icon City. He's also a
Yes.
streamer. He also streams. I give
Yes,
shout out as well.
yes. He's got his new sim rig, guys. Y'all have to see him how he plays with his new
You're going to be
his new
setting
setup.
world records, right? Lap times.
6 degrees of freedom I have now. It's going to be insane. It's going to be like my own personal roller coaster. Thank you. Cheers,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
Both.
And now we're going to head into, do we have another creator
Nutty,
video
yes.
by Nutty?
We'll be talking about Stream Deck Plus and how he uses it. So
Let's take a look at that, and then we'll be back. Don't go anywhere because we do have
Giveaway.
the
Let's do the
giveaway
giveaway.
still, and just some other stuff. So we'll get to some more questions. We'll get to giveaways. So we'll see you in a couple minutes.
So this is the Stream Deck Plus. It's an all-in-one controller for your stream with programmable buttons with these tiny little screens in them. You can set up the buttons to change scenes in OBS, play sound effects, show your PC stats on the screens, and control all of your stream's audio levels. But there's one thing missing from it. Where do you plug your microphone in? That's where the XLR Dock Mark II comes in. It's just this tiny little attachment that you just shove onto the back of your Stream Deck Plus to turn it into a full audio interface. It's even got built-in processing to clean up the sound of your voice. Wow, this sounds pretty cringe and no one will love me. Wow, this sounds pretty amazing and still no one will love me. And with the 4 dials, I can adjust all of the audio levels for my stream. My game audio, Chrome audio, my sound effects, all of them have their own independent channels that I can control individually. And the cool thing is, you could swipe on the touch strip to get even more buttons. So when I'm video editing, I have an entire page dedicated just to video editing with all of my most used shortcuts. And most importantly, this dial right here, which lets me scrub through my timeline in DaVinci Resolve. All I did was I added a hotkey dial, set the left turn to press left on my keyboard, set the right turn to press right, and then the click action. Yes, you can actually click into the dials. I set that to use my slice hotkey so I could slice my clips in my editor. If I want to go back, I just swipe back in the touch grip and I got all my audio controls again. I use the buttons to add effects to my voice, which is really easy. You just add an effect inside Wavelink, drag an effect button onto the Stream Deck, set it to hold, and now, anytime I press this button, I get this effect. Woo! And you can add even more features to your Stream Deck. There's hundreds of plugins on the Elgato marketplace. One of my favorite plugins is the Sound Deck plugin, which lets you add these little sampler buttons. All you do is hold down on a button, say a phrase, and I just recorded a sound effect on the fly. One of the most underrated features, if you need more than 8 buttons, you can create your own virtual Stream Decks that you can click on with your mouse, and they just work like regular Stream Deck buttons. You can even toggle on your virtual Stream Decks from your real physical Stream Deck. I'm not joking, I added like 4,000 extra buttons this way, and the only reason why I didn't add more is because the joke stopped being funny at like 1,000 buttons, and everyone kind of stopped laughing by that point. But you could do that if you wanted to.
All right, everyone, and we are back and live. All right, guys, you guys already know the drill. I know what you guys want. You guys want the Stream Deck giveaway. But before that, shout out to Nutty. Nutty, thank you so much for an incredible video. So these creator videos has been amazing. So once again, shout out to all our creators who participated in this, and we can't wait to keep showing them to you. And with that being said, let's go ahead and quickly talk about our deals before we go on. And I'll go ahead and open the giveaway while we do this here. But I do want to talk more about Stream Deck Mark II, about our prompter, and about our 4KX. So there's like some really featured deals we have on here that we want to go ahead and showcase. So while Phil does that, I'm going to go ahead and start the giveaway for you guys. So stay tuned.
All right, so yeah, we've got a bunch of deals. Everything is live right now. These, of course, here are our hero deals. These are some of the biggest and best ones. We've got Prompter here for 35% off right now. The easiest way to find if a product is on sale, I mean, you can also just go on Amazon and search for it, but if you go on Elgato.com, right on the homepage here, you'll be able to scroll down and you can see all the products that are on sale. So we have the prompter here. We have Stream Deck Mark II in black and white. This one is up to 25% off. In this case, you can get Stream Deck Mark II with those 15 keys for $114. Plus tax depending on where you're purchasing from. So that is a really, really great deal. If you are just, this is your first Stream Deck or just looking to get into it at $100, this thing will last you forever. It's got all the features and functionality that all the other Stream Decks do in terms of, folders, profiles, plugins. We just had James from Icon City come on and talk about his awesome Stream Deck profiles for Star Citizen. So all of those will work on the Stream Deck Mark II here. Then we have our 4KX, great for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Capture at 4K 120. You've got that 4K 120 HDR pass-through. You can also capture in HDR at 1440p. So this is great if you have a laptop or desktop, you're looking to upgrade your capture setup or get into capturing and streaming console gameplay. Hey, GTA pre-order is starting tomorrow. We just learned, a little bit more information about that today. So if you are gearing up for GTA later this year, want to hit the ground running, make sure you have a capture card ready to go there. And then there's also Stream Deck Plus here in black, up to 25% off. Let's take a look at that, what that comes out to. It's 21% off on Amazon, so that brings it down to $142. Check this out, bestseller right now. I love to see it in digital workstation controllers. So you can get Stream Deck Plus with its 8 keys, touch display or touch strip, and 4 dials for $140. And there's a lot more in Stream Deck. It's not just those. You also have, Stream Deck Mark II in white. You have the Stream Deck Plus in white here. There's Stream Deck XL with 32 keys for up to 25% off. You have Stream Deck Mini for up to 25% off. And then there's Stream Deck Neo as well with up to 35% off. So this brings the Stream Deck Neo in white down to just $66, which is quite the insane deal there. And then there's also Stream Deck Pedal, which we talked a lot about today. But Stream Deck Pedal is kind of that sleeper hit, for things like push to talk or push to mute, or even voice dictation, that sort of thing. Stream Deck Pedal is going to do that for you. There's plenty of other deals, but that's been enough yapping from me. I think we can get to some of this giveaway info, which Jasmine posted it in chat. I can see already what that keyword is. But Jasmine, why don't you tell everyone what's the keyword for this giveaway? And what are we giving away?
First off, I want to mention for everyone on YouTube, make sure to head over to Twitch right now because giveaway is happening right now. It's on Twitch only. So this is your time before we draw the winner. Once again, for terms, you must be following the Elgato Twitch channel in order to be able to win. If you were to be chosen, you must be 18 plus. You must be present when the winner is drawn. Once your name is called, you have 60 seconds to type anything in chat to claim your prize. Otherwise, we will have to re-roll for a new winner. And now the winner is only for US, Canada, UK, and EU residents only. So if you're outside those regions, it means you guys won't be able to qualify to win. Even if you do enter, we will have to skip you or choose another winner basically. So make sure you're in those regions as stated in the terms using exclamation mark terms. So now the keyword is video tomorrow, because if we want to go ahead and bring up the stream schedule, we're gonna be doing a video showcase stream starting tomorrow, where we're going to talk about our webcams, lighting, and prompter. There's also going to be streams from our German team at 11 a.m. UTC, a stream from Portuguese at 2 p.m. UTC, and then our stream at 5 p.m. UTC, which is going to be 9 p.m. Oh, not 9 p.m., but 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time. 10 a.m. I was scaring Chris over here. And then on Friday, it's going to be last streams for US and also last stream for Spanish. So Spanish stream at 2 p.m. UTC and our very last US stream at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time or 5 p.m. UTC. Now, this is going to be the last time you can get that new badge that you guys see in Twitch chat, right? So to get the exclusive badge, you want to collect them all. There was one for Elgato Week. There's going to be one for Prime Day. It's a cute little pink badge that you can use in our channel only. The only way you can get it is by watching the stream for 3 hours in total by the end of our Friday live stream or by subscribing. So those are two ways. We recommend doing a 3-hour watch time just because, it's free. You can save your money for our Prime Day deals instead. And then we also have streams from our Japan team, which isn't going to happen until I believe like 2 weeks after. So you guys saw it in the schedule basically, right? So completely different. But yeah, so that's going to be our schedule. That's why the keyword is video tomorrow. And then we also have a few questions here by Paybot who says, is Corsair Galleon still too new of a product to have on sale? So
Sounds like they do have one.
Yes.
There's like a key. There's
a
key.
There's a code. There's a code that they mentioned, but you probably learn more about that on Friday because Phil's going to be on there as a guest.
Or at Corsair.com.
Yeah, or at Corsair.com.
I just want to go check out their site.
There you go. Next question is actually just a comment from Ubu who says, just got the Star Citizen icon pack and can confirm it works on Stream Deck Mobile. I have a tablet, I use it on.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yep.
Perfect. And then next question is going to be from Larry who's asking, do you need a Stream Deck to control that Stream Deck?
No, you can control Stream Deck with your hands. But you can also control a Stream Deck with another Stream Deck. We showed it earlier in the live stream. Maybe there's a clip of it. But you can do things like profile switching with one Stream Deck and switch the profile of another Stream Deck.
I saw, oh no, Psycraft. No, I don't think Twitch Prime subs work. I don't think they have that implemented. So I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. I do not think Twitch Prime subs work for whatever reason. We didn't set it that way, so not us.
It's like not a real sub at this point, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but it's not.
All right, next question is going to be, it's just a comment from Jorge who says, well, just ordered on Prime the prompter with Wave Mic Arm LP, 2 key lights, and Stream Deck pedal. Nice.
Very
Great.
cool.
That's awesome. Enjoy. We have a question from Bark who's asking, which Stream Deck model are we getting giveaway? It is in the giveaway terms, which is going to be Stream Deck. So aka Stream Deck Mark II, but we call it Stream Deck.
This one right here, this is going to be your Stream Deck Mark II. So it's got 15 LCD keys. You can either lay it flat on your desk or you can have it on this 45-degree angled stand. It's got the little cable channel routing area back there. So yeah, this is going to be the device that you can win during this giveaway.
Awesome. And also, I do want to mention once again, about the 20% off on Marketplace items. So make sure you use code PRIMEDAY on Marketplace in order to get 20% off select Marketplace items. So check that out as well. But with that being said, I think, is there anything else we want to mention before we start the giveaway up?
No, you guys have all been fantastic. Great questions. And once you get your product, whatever it might be, if it's Stream Deck or audio from yesterday or something else, just make sure to tag us, post a picture, send it in Discord, post it on Reddit, tag us on Instagram, wherever, on X, wherever you might be sharing. We want to see your setups. We want to see what you're working with and also what kind of content you're making. So yeah, just let us know.
Yeah, and also I do want to mention, let's get some hearts in chat for our 2 guests, Stephanie, for James, for all of us, for Chris over here, for
the whole team.
Yes, the whole team, Brito. So, get all the hearts in chat. And also for you guys as well, thank you guys so much for coming here. We hope you guys appreciate these live streams we do. There's a lot of work that gets put into it. And, if you guys enjoy live streams, post more about it on socials. We'd love to see that because then that shows us that we should be doing a lot more of these. If there's any feedback or more stuff you want to see, then share that, post it, do it on Discord, X, Reddit, tag us in it, right? We want to see more, if you guys like it, if this is worth it for you guys, then yeah.
Also, if you're watching on Vertical, because we're doing that for the first time on Twitch, let us know how it is. You like the layout, the format, What do you think of vertical in general, like on your phone? Do you prefer that? Do you prefer horizontal? We're always looking to improve the content that we make the same way that I think most of you are also looking to improve your content. So we love to hear the feedback there.
Agreed. Oh, Paybot says, wait, let me bring this up here. I was on the, wait, come on. Wait.
Paybot?
Yeah, Paybot says that they've been watching Vertical the whole stream and it looks awesome.
Love it.
We
All
love to
right.
hear that. And then Elias says that they like diagonal the most.
Okay.
Wookie says, I prefer horizontal, but it's nice having vertical for those who prefer it.
All right.
Oh, and then Fleet says it was weird vertical saying I had to follow again. And then Ash's vertical is growing on me.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that phone, right, you're holding it like this, it does make it a little bit easier to see. It's a challenge for us to make sure that the content looks right. And, when we have multiple people, we have a demo system here that's obviously horizontal. So, but yeah, this is the first time, so we'll keep improving. We'll keep making it better.
Yeah, the machine says, thanks for the show. Added some buttons to my stream decks today. Very
Ooh,
informative.
what buttons? I'm actually going to call you out now. What buttons did you
They
add?
mentioned
Don't just
earlier,
say
actually,
it. Oh, they did?
lots. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I animated
gotcha.
tweet.
All
Yeah,
right.
I
Okay.
remember.
Oh, okay,
I remember
okay,
you,
okay, okay.
machine. I remember you. Don't worry.
Jasmine with the save. Nice.
I got you. All right. With that being said, I think we're ready to start the giveaway here. So we're going to draw the winner. Make sure you hit that follow button, chat. Follow button now. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the winner is
Isla Sim. Are you in chat? Looks like they've been following us for 6 months. Isla Sim. You currently have 52 seconds to type anything in the Twitch chat in order to claim your prize.
Scanning
Otherwise, we
chat.
will have to reroll for a new winner. They're here. They just commented. Let's go ahead.
Congratulations.
Isla Sim. Oh, and they were here for Elgato Week. They have the badge from Elgato Week. That's amazing. Okay, this is awesome. Isla Sim, please make sure that your DMs are open on Twitch. I'll go ahead and reach out to you? Was it via the Elgato Twitch DMs? Maybe give me like about 2 hours. All right, 2 hours. Expect in 2 hours.
2 minutes after we end, Jasmine. That's
2
when they
minutes
need their DM. They're expecting it.
No, because we're about to head off on lunch again, guys. So, we have not had lunch yet, so it is time for us to go feast. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and raid into Nutty. We do have a fun little raid command this time. So let me go ahead and copy and paste that in chat here. So everyone say hi to Nutty. You just saw his creative video. So raid time. The clip. Oh my gosh. Hi everyone, say hi to Nutty and we will see you guys tomorrow for our video showcase on webcams, lighting, and prompter.
We also have another sneak peek at Elgato Studio 2.0. So if you have a prompter or you've been thinking about picking one up, you definitely want to check it out because we got some cool stuff in the works.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Peace.
See you, everyone. Thank you for joining. See you tomorrow.